Yes, good night, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Let me welcome you to this another episode of the Saudichress show. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight will be a little different. Tonight we step up the show as it relates to the level of football we're looking at and also sports in general. And we're gonna look closely to the Jamaica Premier League, yes, to see where we are. So hopefully, we'll get an update from somebody who is really intimate with the Jamaica Premier League. One of our very own, one YouTube star that we really know. I know that some person looking for him for a long time. He went missing after a couple of days, but I'm sure he'll be back tonight to give us an update on the JPL. And we talk about no other than the great unseen. So he will be seen tonight for sure. And of course, he's very close to the JPL competition. So I'm expecting to see him tonight giving us his piece. But, I want to say welcome to my panelists, my co host, the man they call Lee, the Cuban. Welcome, Sir Lee.
Yes, Sadi, I'm here. I'm here.
Loud and clear. And who else but the man, Tom Stranger, Big Tom, the Clarendon College fan.
More blessings to his
Uh,
fans, you know.
Before I came online, people, I was saying this man will never find himself late for the show, but ever early. So presently, as we talk about the JPL peoples, there are some interesting statistics in the JPL. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I really thought that there are some information that I must carry to the fold if you are not checking these statistics. And I must say, these are frightening to me. After 10 rounds of game, I wonder what some teams will look like after the mid-season. But guess what? It is the nature of football. It is how it is. There are points standing. And interestingly, from start to present, Mount Pleasant has been leading the Premier League standing. And even after get us, should I say, a back-to-back losses, yes, they have still stand out front in the lead. And we'll break that down earlier, or should I say later on, as it relates to that. But Sir Lee, I know you both are overseas and you follow the JPL. You still love the JPL. What's your thought going forward? The competition itself, how has it been? Have you seen the JPL actually growing or and massive improvement over last year or yesteryear, so to speak?
Yeah, man, I think the quality of game have improved a lot, Sadi. Despite this season, I watched a couple of games with the team that were promoted to the Premier League. But I watched one game earlier with Limal playing against Aberview, and the quality of the Limal playing was looked like one of them team that Clarendon College could have beat. Them really not ready for this a competition yet still. That are my input on it still. But
You have
overall though, I watch a couple of games, man, and I like what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? The,
okay.
the quality of the football being improved
All
a
right.
lot, a lot, a lot for the past couple of
Before
years.
I
Yeah.
get to Tom Stranger, it is now 34 minutes in the game between Waterhouse and Treasure Beach. Waterhouse is leading 2-0 after 34 minutes live game going on. We'll continue. So, Tom, what's your view? What's your take on the Premier League this season?
Yeah, yeah, as well as Mr. Lee said, I think the Premier League has been improving over the last few years. And like in the promoted teams, you know, they're withstanding, what it means by really being in the Premier League, they're facing up it and really seeing what it takes to really stay in this Premier League, and Treasure Beach and Limal, they gotta do better, but I don't know if they could. I don't know how much more chance for window is it before the season is finished. If they could get different players in, or what. I don't know how that goes, but I think they're gonna need help going towards the season because I don't think they could hold up for the rest of the season with those players that they have right now.
But speaking about help, you wonder what the pool is like. Is it a situation? I guess you will be recommending them to go to the school boys who have just completed their league, because I'm not sure as it relates to senior football, gentlemen, how much the quality or how much quality is left, for them
Oh
to get,
yeah.
knowing that there are the teams that are in the league right now. You probably would have had the name brand teams have quite a number of players who could choose from. But let's see. The transfer window will be in January, similar to that of Europe. But will they be able to splash the cash in an effort to get some of these players that we would have loved to see them have? Well, time will tell, and let's see. One of the most important thing though, the transition from schoolboy football to the JPL will be very, very important this year, because a number of these schools would have been aligned with some of these clubs. That's what my mine and local information told me. So let's see what happened. And as it is still 2-Love leading Waterhouse, so should I say Waterhouse leading Treasure Beach after 37 minutes. And earlier it was 3-0, I suppose. Harborview has beaten Lima. That's right, Mr. Lee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
treason.
sorry that Mount Pleasant and thing Mount Pleasant lose him draw in one game and then losing two after. Like what you think about that? Although Mount Pleasant did the same thing last year in this time of the season, I think there was like up and down this part of the season, and then in the back end of the season they start playing back good again. So I don't know if it's a tradition of Mount Pleasant or what.
Uh, who-
I don't think you expect them to go unbeaten all season, right?
No man, but Mr. Lee, you can go and you see like the teams that them lose to,
Yeah.
like they're not supposed to lose yet. To
Man,
me, to
and,
me,
and,
no, no, me not
but
say them no can't lose in a Mr. Lee, but you them not supposed to lose to Veer, right?
what?
And
And
then
man, Veer's not a bad
no
team
man,
like that, bro.
Veer's not a bad team, but if you compare Veer to Mount Pleasant, them not supposed to lose 2-Love to Veer United.
okay,
You
so
understand me I say?
Yeah, yeah.
what about
And
2-1
then
to
it
10-man
and
Cavaliers?
and then it 2-1 to 10-man Cavaliers, Mr. Lee. You understand me I say? It's not say Cavaliers, so them can't lose to Cavaliers. But are the 10-man Cavaliers you gonna lose to?
Mm-hmm. But still, with this football thing, any given day, still a team can get beaten still. We know, Mount Pleasant are the defending champion, and they're supposed to be the cream of the crop. But they can get beaten, man. You're not
But
surprise me.
but
And
but
sometime a good loss is good in the middle of the season too. I kind of
no
keep
one though. I no
That's
one
what them,
though.
yeah. You keep it humble and make you zero in and know say, all right, then this thing I kind of serious, and you take a thing for granted. Cause we rather get beaten, no, or later on when it's a knockout round, right?
That's true. You prefer to get beat now, as what you say,
Yeah,
and thing. But you see, like Mount Pleasant now, you see what them had last year to me, Saudi.
Hmm.
No more, them have a lot of good players and lot of star players same way, but I don't think they are the team. They have the same type of team. That team when me say yo, this is a winning team. Like oh, me see it last year. I don't know. I'm just saying that. That's my opinion.
but you know which team is surprising me though a struggle, and they just got them first win tonight.
Harborview.
Harborview, them surprising man. What's
Harborview
going
had
on?
their
What's going
mind.
on? What
I
with
guess they had
Harborview?
their mind set on the Caribbean Club Championship, so that's where their focus was. And
Yeah,
it's giving it take a toll on them right now, I believe. So they were just trying to get back to the local football. They were just up and about thinking about that championship and not looking towards the Premier League. That's just what I thought. I mean, it could have been anything. It could have been psychological issues outside of football. But it is Harbour View, and sometimes some of these teams don't worry themselves so early, because all you want to do is to make it first of
A
all in top
playoff.
six, and
Mm-hmm.
then that's where the business starts. So whether you
Mm-hmm.
play good from now, everybody will be equal after a certain time. So I don't think it's something to be worried about right now, they still have a long way to go. And if they can put a stretch of win together, then of course we'll have a different thing to talk about. Well, people, let me big up Najib Campbell. Big up, bless up Sadi. Bless up yourself, Mr. Campbell. Good night and welcome to the show. What say you on the Premier League, Sir Campbell? Let me get your views. But people, very interestingly, and yes, Sir Lee,
No, go you finish. Finish your statement.
you can
Yeah,
continue.
I was about to touch base on the bottom of the table, Mullines. They're another team that surprised me. You know, how they're struggling. What's going on over there, Saudi? I know they changed. No, I get to realize that your friend a coach now. So your friend,
See
Saudi
yesterday,
friend,
man.
Saudi friend took over in the middle of the season.
But for tell you the truth, Mr. Lee, you
Yeah,
know, say him play two good game when he lose. I don't know if I play last week or what, a couple or last time. But you say yesterday game when they lose, you know, so them him had a good. It's just him just not have a good team, Reggie. Them can't score for nothing. Them can't score for save their life. All in front of a goal, them can't score. Nothing them
And I
can't do.
beg to differ somewhat, because if you check the results from Mullines have been scoring, but they just can't stop the other teams from scoring.
Yeah, but when you see time, you see like last night Saturday. I when them play last night. I think last night them play.
Yeah, they play Sunday, yes.
You see that game. You see if they even take two of those chances that they had, that game would have ended different. Cause they wouldn't get that one love.
Okay,
Jason
I
Wright
understand.
got so much chances, Saturday. In front goal, keeper alone, him just knock it and just score. May I say, oh my gosh, when you
Um,
salt, you just salt, man.
we totally agree with you, man. But look,
so,
listen
so
to
you
the
think I
stats.
start stranger?
Them salt, man. Me see them play all Mount Pleasant. Me see them fi beat all Mount Pleasant, you know.
Mount
They,
Pleasant beat them 3-1.
yeah, but you see, sorry, you see, if them did take for them chances in that game against Mount Pleasant, it
Yes.
would be a different thing. Cause I watched that game fully. Mount Pleasant wasn't playing no ball in that game. Mullines was playing all of the ball. But Mount Pleasant take all of them chances them.
Yes. So that's a good team, right? A champion.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
So Nijam, yes, yes. So Campbell is saying that he still like Mount Pleasant. Of course, Mount Pleasant is the team to beat, regardless of what
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
results are. And I'm kind of happy for that. It shows that the football is a bit competitive, if you, in our own rights. Yes, there's no team that gonna take up this thing and just believe that he can just sit and wait for the victory in a game. No, you have to work for it.
Veer United is improving to Saudi over yes last year from what they end the season with last year, Saudi. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, Veer come back this season with a bang. Coming with a bang. I just hope they could keep up with it
So
towards
right
the
now,
end of the season because they're doing real good, you know.
yeah, man. Right now they are in fifth position. You know.
Yeah, man, they're doing real good since the season start. They're doing real good.
One of the thing I must say that, and I think at the start of the competition, we never have much discussion, but I did say that, as it relates to the Premier League, I'm expecting a good run from Very United. I was actually highlighted the coach as, one of the coach that I believe is very, very articulate. He doesn't talk a lot, so you will not pick up anything from his game plans, I can tell you. But how he go about his business, he tend to solid his defense. And I say defense, not just defenders, but in defending, he tries to solidify that aspect of his game and build going into attack. So he will have you difficult to score on him first of all, and then try to make the game as competitive in attack. So and one other thing, I listened to the interview from the coach last night after beating Mount Pleasant, and he said that the first preparation he went into, he actually looked at the game between Cavaliers and Mount Pleasant, and from then he said, "Oh, this team can be beaten."
Be beaten.
Yes, 10 man beating. So him say
When I
10.
figure it
Yes,
out.
man. Him say a team with 10 men beat this team. So of course this team can be beaten. And he looked at all those little things and go to the training, yes, to the training ground and work on his game
Wow.
plan. And it actually works. The other interesting thing that I heard him said in that interview, he's looking forward to, reunite with the schoolboys, getting these schoolboys into the squad to freshen it up. Yes, had some real fresh and energetic legs to his team. So he's looking to merging the youngsters with those experience, and I think that's good. He always alluded to the fact that youngsters are a very good way to go, and so we're looking forward for Very United.
Yeah, man,
So
leave them. Sorry.
yeah,
Go
man.
ahead.
So we're gonna look further into the statistics that we talk about, and then we look at gonna break down each team as best as we can from the information we have. I'm telling you, I don't have enough information where we can put it across like how we do the schoolboy competition just yet. But I promise you, people, in another week, the Saudichress show will be up and running with the Premier League. Every information, everything you need to know. So yes, Tom.
No, I was saying that Veer United, Humble Lion, I need them. I need Veer United to be that team in Clarendon right now. So Humble Lion could move away from them older players and see that the football is moving away from that type of game that Humble Lion trying to play. So they could do something for the youngsters, you know. Because Veer is working with a lot of youngsters and stuff, and if Humble Lion could see that Veer, they cannot beat Veer in the next couple of years coming on with the youngsters, I think they should move up and try to do something else because Humble Lion is a club that I don't know, but they try to do too much in defense and not think about offense at all. And they always try to use too much older players and not don't try to integrate like younger players in the team. And I don't think you could win championship like that. I don't say all the young players could win championship, but you need both of them together, I think.
I did ask Campbell about what he think about the league. He's saying that he hasn't seen any of the games yet. So, Campbell, you need to zoom into the Sportsmax app or the Sportsmax YouTube channel. Those are where you'll find the Premier League. I'm not here to advertise Sportsmax, but I just have to help my viewers to find a way to see the games. All right. So Sportsmax, if you get a little thumbs up, you need to pay me for that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So let us look at it, people, and we're gonna look at the we're not going into the point standing. We're just gonna look at some statistics as it relates to the Premier League. All right. So my concern when I was going through this, people, my very concern is that the number of cards that I've seen issuing, and I don't, very few games that I have watched that you don't see at least four yellow cards being splashed or five, six yellow cards being splashed in the game. What you believe contributed to that, Sir Lee?
It's hard if you say no sorry without watching the game, though, you know.
Mm.
Yeah, man, it's hard for me if you kind of if you give a little viewpoint on that. Sorry, if you give a little viewpoint on that without really watching the game still,
Yes.
you know. So it's kind of tough for me to comment on that.
What
All
the
right.
things are the things say a whole heap of poor referee na go on in the Premier League still, you know. I think these referees they need a lot more training. And I saw a lot of call. I don't know if they don't want to call some calls on certain teams or what. But I see even like couple penalty calls that should be called and the referee look away from it. And I'm like, that's a clear penalty. You know, the guy used his arm and shoved the guy off like that. It was no shoulder to shoulder or nothing like that. Then the next player tumble over next player in the box. And no referee play on. Like I'm like what is this? What he gotta do to get a penalty?
No, I'm sorry, people, but I did not even remember to give you the halftime score. I must say that I should have even said it to you that Treasure Beach have gotten back one, and the half finished at 2-1. Treasure Beach have scored one in the 42nd minute, and now it is halftime, so it is actually 2-1 to um, Treasure Beach. I've just watching a replay and I see where Treasure Beach could have actually scored very early in the game through a terrible mistake by the Waterhouse goalkeeper who trying to stutter and then shoot while the Treasure Beach player closed him down and he hit it that clearance on him just barely missed the post out for a goal kick. So it's an interesting game. Waterhouse seems to be the better plane. I've seen where Treasure Beach lack the finishing touch, and I think that's where they are, going down at this game. But let's see. Still 45 minutes to go. But back to the cards, people. As I said, my fellow panelists, where are the other panelists, people? I don't understand. There is no ranking, there is no Talton, no Shuku. Where they are? Have you heard anything from them, Mr. Lee? Tom?
No, not a word. They're pretty silent, you know.
Okay, Tom, you're muted, all right? So,
I not see nothing either, sorry. I didn't see anything from them.
we don't say nothing. All right, that's how it goes, people. Now and again, let's see how we go from here. But people, listen to this. Yellow cards. I'm gonna go through some statistics with yellow cards. 10 games. 10 games have gone into the league. And Andrew Vance, I think, is the captain for Humble Lion. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has gotten 5 yellow cards already. 5 yellow cards. No, that to me, I don't even know what to say. And Vance is not playing in a defensive role. Is he a defender? No.
I think
But
he's a midfielder.
yes, he is. And he has gotten a few goals as well. But 5 yellow cards in 10 games as a captain. All right.
Aggressive.
Too aggressive for me. So maybe it's a combination of the referees or it is just but what I have seen is a lot of aggression and careless play from our players that earned some of these cards.
Yeah. Even the Lima centre back today, normally he played some good game normally, but today he was really rush. It's like he was really stressed out. So he was really like, I don't know. He wasn't playing a good game today. He was really reckless today.
Is he the one named Kevin Graham?
No.
Because
I
Kevin
forgot his
Graham
name.
from Limehall has also gotten 5 yellow cards.
No, not him. I think that's why he missed a game today. I think he missed a game today because of that Kevin Graham.
So hold on. So how it worked, Tom? After how many yellow card you missed a game?
I think a 5 yellow card you miss a
After
game.
5 yellow cards.
After
You
five,
miss a
yeah.
game, yeah.
And then he start back over from zero again. Another
Yeah.
5, and you miss a game.
But the statistics won't change at around 20, or 10.
I know. But as far as you getting suspended for a game,
Yes.
you
Yes,
could have
yes.
Yeah.
start back from zero, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I am seeing now, people, from Montego Bay United, Nevan Juna Turner has also gotten 5 yellow cards.
What position him play?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you, right now. I have to get into these, but regardless of the position, gentlemen, I think 5 yellow cards in 10 games are far too much for my liking. And that would
That
have,
means that he get a yellow card every other game. He get yellow card.
you see what I mean? So Richard Brown
Yo,
from Tivoli Gardens also got 5 yellow cards. So we
what?
have 4 players in the Premier League already gone 5 yellow cards.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
What about red card?
Well, let's go through the yellow cards first, because we still
Okay.
have some cards to go.
Like man, I'm more five.
Unbalanced. No, not more fives. We are only
Oh,
4 players gone 5.
okay,
But
okay.
Afiba Chambers, if I pronounce it right, from Humble Lions, again, gone 4 yellow cards. So two Humble Lions together gone 9 yellow cards from 10 games. So
Mm-mm.
far, we don't finish it. We also have Akeem Mullins from Portmore, 4 yellow cards. Damani Sewell from Limard Academy, also on four
him
yellow cards.
him
He's the defender.
is the defender. The thing there. He's the captain. He's the captain. The man is Sewell.
Yes. So here
Yeah.
again, two players from Limard accounted for 9 yellow
Nine.
cards from 10 games.
Mm-mm.
I
And
believe
them
that
two
is
centre back that and them two centre back.
no man, they are crazy. It is crazy. No,
Yeah.
from Very United, Javier Brown has gone 4 yellow cards. From Malines United, Jeremy Patrick Nelson has gone four.
Mm.
Yes. Where am I now? Romain Breckenridge, and we know that name, right? From Harbour
Breckenridge.
View,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
has gone 4 yellow cards. From Malines again, Sir Johnny, I said his name, or Sir Johnny Franksy.
Such a
Sir Johnny
Franks.
Franksy has
Franksy.
gone four. So two players from Malines gone 8 yellow
Yeah.
cards in 10 games. No people. Isn't
Some of,
that
some
a
of them
major
yellow card they
concern?
soft still in a side where them
No
referee
bars.
argue out.
Rest of them soft.
Yeah, some of things some of them yellow card they soft. Them some of them don't have to be a yellow card necessary. And but them just yellow card them more time just to calm down the game and just say, all right, I'm the one in charge.
So that means there must some level of infringement for them to want to calm the game down, right, Early?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah.
no, Tom, assume that.
No man, because yesterday me see a yellow card where never really necessary. In foul player, yes, but I don't think it was a yellow card in offense.
So, in your opinion, I think the referee have been very sensitive this season, huh?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Probably they wanna control the games more and let the players them know say none of that wanna go on. No hard tackling, too hard. Want to game play a certain type of way we know say all right. You know? I don't know, I'm just saying that still.
Well, it is one of the things that referees use at times, to get the game under full control very early, and it is very, very important that they do that. So when you look at that, people, it is a sense of what did I say now? The refereeing and their is not sympathy, but their what's the term now, Sir Lee? It is within their scope, yes, to issue a card. Some referee might issue one, some may not. All right, but their own consideration and their whole interpretation of the rules and of the offense would have caused such cards to be issued. But trust me, people, may I tell you, my view when I look at these card developments, I remember, these are just statistics that has to do with 4 and 5 yellow cards. There's still a number of players who got 3, 2, and so on. But when you look at the statistics, right, it's a nucleus of teams who have suffered as it relates to these group. And these are the teams that are playing aggressive football. Yes, you may say.
Yeah,
So,
defensive team is a defensive team. Them a team that really have them thing in a defense, like in Lima, them depends on them defense. The Humble Lion is a defensive team. Lima has in thing they are struggle. That's the name? Where more lines are struggle for stop people from scoring goals, so them have to try bone ankle. You understand?
you sound very, very aggressive in your comments a while ago, sir.
Yo,
But
Jaja.
people, it is of such where it's important. Now let's go to the other factor. Let's go to the other statistics that my big friend Sir Lee want to address. The red cards. So the red cards so far. Mr. Franks from Mullines has gone 2 yellow cards, 2 red cards.
One man have gone two already.
in 10 games. So that means,
Yo,
oh,
yo.
that man has missed 2 games already.
Mm-hmm.
So if my memory serves me right, Mola, he never got one today, right? So he had only played 10 games, 8 games. He would
Eight
have missed
games,
two.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
A matter of fact, and I would have thought that some of these, I hope none of them were straight red.
Straight red card, two games. I miss if you're straight red, right, Sadi?
Exactly. But coming from this, it is highly possible that it is not because he has gotten 4 yellow card already too. So
Yeah.
maybe it is two in one in two. But I'll get further into that, people. I'll get further into that. But what I'm saying, if you look across the globe, and this year, I must say, the referees are consistent as it relates to the cardable offense. If you check out the EPL people, there are a number of players already on 5, 6 yellow cards. Yes,
No
there's still,
nonsense. The referee them must say no nonsense thing.
yes, but there's no one in the EPL the last time I checked would have gotten 2 red
Five
cards.
or even 5 yellow. You have players that miss games already still. Probably on 5 year,
Oh,
5 yellow in a EPL.
no man, a nine yellow card them have to go,
A nine.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay.
it's 9 yellow cards. So
Guys, more games. There's more games. Them play.
yes,
Mm.
so that you can look at, to say.
But the other day, Saudi in a EPL, how much yellow card in that one game, how much red card in a one game the other day.
Which of the game?
The uh, Aston
Brentford,
Villa and Brentford.
Brentford. Yeah,
Yeah,
Brentford got a yellow card. Um,
I think about 8 yellow card and two red.
I'm gonna give the statistics for that one. No, sir. Trust me, people. Sometimes it is. I'm not sure if the players, are really losing out on the opportunity to make themselves a bit more disciplined, if you want to put it that way. Yes, I've seen some really silly card offense that, because it was 2 red card in the Aston Villa game. Aston Villa got one, and
And
Brentford
Brentford got one.
also got one. So the statistics in that game of yellow cards, Brentford got 6 yellow cards, Aston Villa got 4, and
Mm-hmm.
both teams got a red card.
Mm-hmm.
So
So a 10 yellow card and two red.
and 2 red, that's a lot of card,
Mm-hmm.
a whole lot of card. That, trust me. But if you look at it now, people, if you look at how things are going in the EPL, just for a little comparison, I want to bring up it's not coming up. I want to bring up the statistics for the cards. It's not coming up, so it's computer. All right. So as we go, we can always think about that. So it's only is up. So what we want to look at now, stranger, the number of goals scored in the EPL as opposed to the number of goals conceded by each team. And we want to look at bring up the table. Let's see if I can bring the table up. Yes. So we can dive into that. So let me present this one. Yes, Tom, thank you. All right. So right now, people, you able to see the screen, Tom? All right. So hope you are seeing the screen. So right now, when you look at the statistics right there, All right. So Mount Pleasant, they are leading with 19 points from 9 games. 6 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. 13 goals, 6 against. I think that's a little bit of a concern to me at this stage from Mount Pleasant. I think there's a little bit concern here. Why?
Yeah,
Yes. All
yeah.
right. So the second half has started for the game. As the Mount Pleasant true, not what them call them again. Treasure Beach came out in a different color top. So seems like there was a challenge there in the colors. All right. So Mount Pleasant people, they have scored 13 and conceded 6. That is a concern if you ask me. Knowing that the last 3 games they have played, they only got 1 point. Is that so, Tom?
Yeah, they only got 1 point on the last three.
Yes. And if that is the case, they have also conceded, um, was it 4 goals?
4 goals in the last. Yeah, I think 4 goals in the
Mhm.
last two in three.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it is really a cause for concern there. But they are still leading. Arnett Gardens and 5 wins, 3 draw, man, 1 loss, 16 goals and 7 against. So they have a goal difference of 9, 18 points. Tivoli Garden surprised me. They have 5 wins, 2 draw, 2 losses, 17 goals, 9 against, and a +8. They have 17 points. All right,
Mm-hmm.
another rough one. War in the kingdom, my boss. So Portmore, 4 wins, 3 draw, 2 losses. They have scored 12, conceded 7, +5 goal difference and 15 points. This is very interesting. I would have thought something else, but this statistics is not showing me what I believe about Very United. They are in fifth place. They win 4, drawn 2, lost 3. They score 13 goals, 13 against. Tom Stranger, like you're ready for say something. Let me hear what you have to say on that one.
Them do it where you say them defense now keep up like how you think.
Not at all. Not at all.
Defense don't look good at all. 13 goals, the same amount of goals they score they score against don't look good for Veer. They need to straighten up on the defensive end, you know? If they wanna go push forward, you know?
I can't believe it. I have to get into. I never really Dixon too late, man. I need to get in my car. Anyway, Waterhouse win 3. They're in sixth. Draw 3, lose 3. So there are 3 right across. 12 goals them score. They concede 9. Goal difference 3. 12 points. Dumber Holding 3 win, 3 draw, 2 losses. 8 scored and 10 conceded. -2. 12 points. Cavalier, again. You see the teams who went to the Caribbean Club Championship, boss.
I was gonna tell you that earlier that all of those teams come back struggling in the Premier League, in the
Mhm.
JPL.
But at this point, though, Cavaliers has played 7 games, won 3, draw 2, lose 2, scored 10, conceded 7, +3, 11 points. Humble Lion, Humble Lion is in 9. Good. They played 8. They win 3, draw 2, lose 3. They scored 10, conceded 13, -2. You see why these statistics are very interesting, sir?
Yeah, man.
No, Montego Bay United They had played 10 games. They win 3, draw 2, lose 5. Scored 12 goals, conceded 17, so a minus 5 difference, and they are at 11 points. Treasure Beach, they have played 7. Yes. They have won 2, drawn 1, and they're in their 8th game now, I must say. The last 4, yes, they scored 7 and conceded 10, minus
Treasure
4.
Beast now go on. Treasure Beast now go on bad do Sadi.
They're not going on bad.
Not too bad for you know understand me I say cause they still won 2 games more than at least. I was just saying that at least they won 2 games, you know, draw 1, and they still have 2 games in hand over some other teams too.
Yes, yes, yes. But don't forget that some of these games are what I've reading to you now would have been prior to today's game. All right.
Okay, okay.
All right. So Arborview, my God, prior to today's game, they played 6. Yes, they played
Mm-hmm.
6. 0 win,
Yeah, them not for them that no go up today. They win.
0 win. Yeah, no go up today. 4 drawn, and of course, 2 losses.
Mm.
They scored 8, conceded 12, minus 4 and 4 points. Lima, 8 games, win none, draw 4, lose 4. 5 goals scored, 12 conceded, minus 7 goal difference, 4 points. And at the bottom, more lines, won none, drawn 4, lose 6, score 6, conceded 17, and a minus 11 goal difference and 4 points.
Sorry if you think the over this so still. I hope him can do a good third journey. And I hope he could do something better over there because I don't know. More Lions look like a team that is going down this year, you know?
No, this is a yellow card. No, this is a red card coming off. So it seems like Treasure Beach has gotten a red card.
Mm.
Yes. And they're conceded a free kick just on top of the D. Yes. So number 6 from Treasure Beach has ejected, has got a red card. I don't know if the offense. Maybe we'll get a replay. All right. So people,
Mm-hmm.
2-1 to Waterhouse, 54 minutes, and a shot over the top coming from a free kick here. All right. So very poor free kick this time. So Tom, there's a very, very interesting data as it relates to those that I just read.
Yeah.
If you should look at it, all the teams, in my estimation, in this Premier League, have very poor defensive status.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very, very poor defensive status.
Even the leading team,
Even the
because
leader.
normally as a leader team and as a champion team, you're not supposed to have 6 goals scored per year already in the tournament still.
Now,
You know?
what I'll say, let me see who conceded the least. Well, they conceded the least
The
amount of
least with the
goals,
six
which
goal,
is
yeah,
6.
6 goal is the least goal conceded, yeah, what they conceded still, but at the same time, six right now, 10 games, I think 9 games, I think they should concede at least 3 goals the most. I don't think they should be at 6 goals right now, you
I
know.
cannot believe that there are so many teams right now conceded double figure goals in the Premier League. For example,
Because yeah, yeah, go ahead, Sadi.
13 conceded by Villa, 10 by Dumble Holding, and they are in 5 and 7 respectively. It's not like they're
Mm-hmm.
rooted at the bottom of the table. For example, Limal conceded less goal than Veer, who's way above them in 5th position.
Mm-hmm.
Harborview, who's in 12th position, conceded less than Veer United. So it shows me right here, people, that there's a serious defensive gap. The defensive aspect of our game in the Premier League, in my estimation, is very weak. It's very weak.
If you watch the game to Saudi, you're gonna see say weak, if you have glasses, we see say your defense is really poor in the Premier League, Offense poor at times also, but if you see some goals they score, you could say like if better defense would that goal wouldn't score
Would
like
never
that. Yeah,
score.
that would
Right.
never score, So it's like they need to fix up that the defensive shape or whatever in the Premier League so it can look prettier. Because him or get better defensive players or what it takes to make the thing look better.
Now, one of the things that I want to say, there's another card, yellow card to Treasure Beach, and it's in the 57th minute. So there are man down, yes, and right now another player on a yellow card. That's what I picked up. All right, so Tom, where do we go from here as it relates to um, defensive work in the Premier League? Do you believe that we can get any better before the start of the new year?
Well, I don't think so, Sadi. I don't think we're gonna get better before the start of the New Year's or nothing like that. Probably after the New Year's come in and after the transfer window and stuff like that. Probably well, the back end of the season when teams know that we gotta do Milan, but things start in Milan. When teams know that you gotta do better to make it in the playoff, then you're gonna see defense start stepping up and stuff like that. But for now, I think teams going out there to win. So I think they open up. The teams is more open up right now because they want to win. They're looking more to win than thinking about defense because they want to make it in the playoff. But when they make it in the playoff now, I think that's when you're gonna see teams start trying to defend and stuff. That's my opinion still.
Okay. Well, as we say, which aspect of the game you think is easier to improve at this stage? Do you think the defense is easier to improve, or do you think the offense is easier to improve based on what we are seeing now?
Uh, to tell you, I think the offense is easier to improve to me because I think you have players that could do better in offense. If you work, if the depends on the system that the coach have set. But I think defense, I just think we just got poor defender overall in the Premier League. I think that's hard to fix. You know,
But where are these players from? What is the level of experience that they have? Where are they from? Are these players coming through our schoolboy system, or there are some players who just step out in the on the scene like that? I mean, what are those? Because we would have
yeah.
believed that some of these players were very good defensive players during schoolboy competitions.
Yes, that's true. You have some of them was good players, Joe. But remember, this is not schoolboy competition no more, Sadi. This is supposed to be a professional league. So even if you used to play good in a schoolboy in competition, you're supposed to come better right now. And if you still have the same quality coming over from the schoolboy competition, bringing over in the Premier League, and you're not improving, I don't think it's not gonna do well for you right there.
But Tom, we may be so you may sound um, what would I say, an easier way out, yes, based on your explanation. But look at it this way. The offense are the forwards, the strikers, the midfielders are still coming up like the defenders. So you're saying defensive, in your view, is harder work than offense.
Yeah, it's harder to stop a player from scoring in a study than sometimes to for you to. It's easier to score than to stop a player from scoring. That's what I think. So depends. Are probably depends on the player because defense is not an easy task, sir. Enough people by enough person probably look at defense job and think it's an easy thing. Defense is you gotta be very smart to play a defensive position. You know, you gotta know the game. You gotta be out. Your awareness have to be on point. It's like every it's a lot about defense, Sadi. Where you could pass in offense, you could pass. You could pass in offense with it, but in defense, you cannot pass it in defense because you're gonna get show up easily. You know.
I agree with you there. But in my days playing football, I found defense easier, than attacker to be a midfielder. Maybe because of my likings. But as you say, looking at it and your explanation would have been really making much sense. So right now there are some aspects, there are some people. Um big up Dalton. No, there are some people believe that defense win championship. If we are to go by that, there'd be very few teams in this competition would have a chance to win. Errol Stewart, good evening, everyone. Sometimes the background sound nice is too high. Yes,
Yeah,
Star, that's
Milan.
true.
Yeah,
Thank you very much, Errol. Yes, so if you believe that defense win titles, based on our statistics in the Jamaica Premier League, very few, or if there's any team here, would have the greater chance of winning the Premier League because the defense is so poor. The statistics in defense is very poor, noting the number of goals that each team conceded, while scoring their team that conceded the same amount of goals they scored. So there is no way in that position defense would be a winning strategy for any team in this Premier League. What say you, Tom?
true. That's true. That's true. That's true. You're right on point right there. You know, I
Are
don't
you one
think
of
none
those
of
persons
these
believe? Are you one of those
def
persons believe that defense win title?
Yeah, I think both defense and offense will win a championship, not just defense, because you gotta score to win a championship. Not all championships gonna go to penalty, so you gotta try to find the back of the net before the end of the game at the same time. But I think a good defense give you a great chance of winning a championship.
Okay, so
That's what I
so you
think.
don't go by the myth that or the thought that defense win championship.
No, I think it give you a great chance though. I don't think you must win no championship with it, but it give you a chance to win.
Okay, all right, sound good. Let's look at at the other hand now, people. Number of goals that they have scored. So far, Tivoli have scored the most goals, 17, followed by Arnett, 16, and I think 13 by Mount Pleasant. Yes. All right. So Stuart is saying I should send the link. All right, Sir Stuart. I think I thought I did that. It's the wrong group or anything. All right. So let me drop the link, people, so you can jump in as you feel. It's only taking a long break. All right. So while Tom Stranger is trying to get his background a little quiet, So the goals, 13 goals from 9 games. That is Arnett. 16 from 9. That is Arnett. Yeah, Mount Pleasant's 13. Arnett 16. Tivoli 17. Portmore 12. Um, Veer United 13. Waterhouse 12. Dumble Holding 8. 10 Cavaliers and Humblians 10. 12 to Montego Bay United. Treasure Beach scoring, what's that, 7. Montego Bay 12, yes. Treasure Beach 7. And 8 to Harbourview. Limal only score 5. And 6 to Mullins United. Where are we now with the offense part of the game? Yes. Welcome, Errol. Welcome, and welcome, Sir Dalton.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, guys. Evening, guys.
Yeah, man, blessings. So we are on the midst of the Premier League. You're looking at the statistics, some very interesting statistics coming out of the JPL after 10 games, a round of 10. And we are seeing now where, very, very poor defense based on the statistics. We'll also look at the cards that the teams or players would have actually accumulated over 10 games. And now we are looking at the number of goals they scored.
Can I can you go back a bit on the Mount Pleasant one with 6 goals for a defending champion for 9 games?
Yes, so they conceded 6 goals from 9 games.
Yeah, but
4 in the last 3,
remember the last. Well, if you look at it, put things in context, the last 3 games they scored, the score 4 was scored against them, and those games they lost, they draw or lost. So you have to put things in context.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, those 3 games, last games, 4 goals. So out of the 6, 2/3 of those goals were scored in the last 3. So maybe it's not too bad. I mean, they performed poorly in the last. What I'm getting is that they performed poorly in those last 3 games. So that's resulted in those 4 goals, more than half the amount of goals.
And that is why I'm saying I'm really concerned, because if it is that the last 4 goals that I've scored in those last 2 or 3 games, that means it is going a very, very wrong turn. And
okay.
you
The
know what I'm
wrong
saying?
direction.
In the wrong direction, because if you're drawing and losing while conceding all these goals, no. If you are to go by your last performance, it wouldn't be looking so good.
Okay.
So I believe, and I said this, so maybe, you can always come with your view, but I think overall, the defensive aspect of our game in the JPL is very, very poor at this stage. Sir Dalton, what say you?
I tend to agree with both you and Tom. You can be. It seems as a team like Mount Pleasant should be going forward instead of reversing backward at this time of the competition. We should have seen, but are they carrying some injuries in their defense line or what? Shouldn't be that poor based upon the games before, how they play those games before. You understand? It look to me, it look away if you see the team playing so bad in them last 3 games. Drawing one and losing 2 in a row. That
Who,
doesn't
who
seem
who are the opponents? These opponents, these last 3 games, who were they formidable opponents? Were on par or the better teams, or they were just any other average team? Were they very good?
We would have thought that Cavalier would have been the team that could match them,
Okay.
but they have drawn with Waterhouse, also a competitive team. But just yesterday, lost 2-0 to Veer United.
Who?
and that's strange.
Mount
That's
Pleasant.
strange with them.
What?
So who Errol did feel who you did feel say them lose to Portmore
Errol, say what?
United.
Hola.
Errol, get a sip, Errol. Sip something.
Should have
No, remember, I don't follow the Premier League much. I don't follow it. Not
I mean,
even much. I don't follow it. So
I know.
and sometimes and that's why, if you recall, Saudi whenever you're having discussion like these, I don't like to, because I like to indulge when I am, when I have information, when I know
Yes.
something about it, knowledge about it. So that's why my explanation, how I reacted a while ago, is that I didn't expect that, and so
Exactly.
on.
None of us, we weren't expecting it.
Yeah,
But as I say, it
That's it.
looks good for the JPL. It seems like there's a level of competitiveness right along the board, especially those teams at the top half of the game. Meaning you have to come and play for the points that you want. Not an easy run.
that's
Not
why
an
we
easy
played
run.
it. That's why we play the game.
Exactly. But Errol, talking about an easy run. Sorry to piggy bank you, but my own team, Liverpool, who I believe suffered a disappointing result yesterday. I could see Tom Strange and laughing and monkeying around. But the fact is they were confident knowing that, they would have get the better of Man U yesterday, especially at Anfield, which I believe they should. But however, as we said, the nature of the game, people. And before that game, even the day before the game, I said to persons, I don't trust that game because of the situation that Manu is in. And of course, that Liverpool is actually in as well. Time change, I can't wait to come in. But that is just the nature of it. We're not talking EPL right now, time change. I'm
No,
allowing you
no,
to
no, no.
respond.
One thing me have to say though.
No, but I'm
One thing
gonna
I
allow you
would me
to
have to say.
respond. I'm
One.
gonna allow you to respond. I'm
No,
just
nothing.
using the
Me
point to
nah say
say
nothing
that
bad about this side, man.
every
Because
single game
Here
you have to
is
step up.
beer on the
You have
table.
to play to win. Yes, Tom.
the only thing me have to say why Trent Alexander in an interview in mad because the way how Manchester United set up and a bit them score and then could have break the Manchester United team, you know. So it's like him never like say Manchester United come and celebrate the draw and like him have a problem like him must say like he set up a Manchester United like oh they set up like a some joke thing like him want disrespect them at the same time but me no know what you think
I,
about him
I,
reaction after a game.
well, I wouldn't say disrespect. It's maybe a job and the negative side. But what it is, nobody want to see a sort of, especially, I know Liverpool have this issue or this problem when they buck up in low block team or a sort of negative teams, which very difficult to break down. And in that match, you would have said, because I don't think they had a problem breaking down Manu. They broke down Manu a number of times. It was faulty shooting and poor decisions that take them away. Trent himself, I don't know how he missed that goal. You see that he passed at the goal. I don't remember if he touched the post, but the, that should have scored. I mean, too much curl was on that ball. He was
No,
trying to place it
unlucky
too easy.
still.
Yeah, man,
Y'all
it
was
is.
unlucky. Y'all was really unlucky
So
still.
these are things
So
that I'm saying. So I'm just saying this to say, when you're playing these type of games, if you believe that the 3 point is there waiting for you, you make a sad mistake. Sad mistake.
and I say a game no play. So you would have to play the game as the Herald say. You know, you would
Yeah,
have to
man,
just come and just get the points and go on with it.
you have to play it,
You
man.
know.
So it's the same thing with the Mount Pleasant right now. They have to know that, listen, defending champion leading, they have to step up their game. Yes. And that's how
But
it is.
what team right now, sir, do you think can challenge Mount Pleasant for that title? Because we all know that Mount Pleasant should be one of that team in the back end of the season going into that playoff. What team right now, which team right now you think have the ability to challenge for that title with Mount Pleasant?
Based on the statistics, I think Arnett Gardens and Tivoli stand a very good chance.
Okay, okay.
Based on stats. I'm not saying that they are up there in terms of composition of the team or players by player, yes. But I think based on the stats, because Tivoli has scored most goals. They are 2 points behind Mount Pleasant at this time. So if that shows that Mount Pleasant can be beaten, and let's put it this way, if Tivoli and Mount Pleasant should play Wednesday or next week, then of course Tivoli could win, and if they win, they would have gone on top of them. But that's just the nature of it, you know. The if or the maybe doesn't work. It's basically what happened on the day. Well, welcome back, Sir Errol.
Yes, something I was checking a while ago. If this the settings, I'm not too versed with the settings.
So, which of the setting you were checking? Sorry about that.
I am on video. I'm on video, but I'm not seeing myself on video, and it's saying that you're in the show. Everyone can see and hear you,
And you're not on video.
and I'm not on video, so it's all right. It's not important. Once you're hearing me, that's what is most important.
Yes, you're very loud and clear, but I don't know why
Mm.
you're not on video.
Yeah, and so on. It's all right.
Yes, so we're on the back now, sir. So you're saying that it shouldn't be frightening for Mount Pleasant to concede 6 right now.
Uh,
Errol.
yeah. Oh no, I was just putting it in context that six goal if four conceded in you see it's not like it is like it's over in other words it is not over a prolonged period. This just happened. 2/3 of those goals, more than half of those 6 goals were scored in 3 games. So it's not like it's a overall. It's a how to put it. It's not an overall performance. It's just that a dip in the performance. There's a dip. You can't say the 9 games. You can't assess it that in 9 games they score 6. Yes, it is 6 goals in 9 games. But in 3 games, in a third of those games, more than 2/3 of the goal was scored. So it's to me, it should be seen like it's just a dip in the performance where these 2 games, 3 games, they didn't play well and they can bounce back. That's how I see it.
All right.
Than to assess it as a general assessment of the team performance.
To be frank, though it is it's 4 goals in 2 matches. The drawn match was a 0-0 match. But
Yeah.
so that you make it more of an interest. As I'm saying though, I mean, I'm not telling that the fans are the Mount Pleasant hierarchy should be concerned because there are a number of games to go. But what I am seeing right across the board, Sir Stewart, is that the data show that the defensive part of the JPL, the teams are not good.
And you know what to say is because they're not scoring a lot of goals either. I was wondering if it is
The goal is not too bad, to be
yeah,
honest
but then
with you.
I'm saying you're not saying that is the forward them performing, them topping them performing. You say the defense not playing.
Yeah, man, defense poor, man.
Okay.
Listen, Sir Errol, all right, put it this way. I have the concept. I believe, my own belief, and many persons probably have it or differ. Most goals that scored are caused by defensive error.
Okay.
Most goals in football games. What I am seeing, sir, when you look at, and let me bring this back up. When we look at the whole situation, I'm gonna put it on screen. So we could look at the difference in terms of goal scored from goal defense or goal conceded. That's what I want to look at.
But in terms of Mount Pleasant, half of the goals, I see now 13-6. Yes, half of them. Okay, they have a goal difference.
Yes. So what I am simply saying, sir, um, the teams that are scoring goals, yes, the teams that are scoring the goals, they're also conceding a lot.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
For example, it's basically 50% then, almost 50% in terms of ratio. Yes?
Mhm,
Goal scored to goal conceded. So
mhm.
13-6 to Mount Pleasant.
Yes, that is about
Yeah?
approximately, yes.
And it's 16-7.
Mhm,
You get
mhm,
what I'm saying?
mhm,
Tivoli 17-9.
mhm, mhm.
Portmore 12-7. Veer 13-13. Bad, if you
So a
ask.
picture, it's showing up, it's painting a picture, the performance, the stats there is painting a picture that the defense, the JPL defense are not holding up, not
No,
performing
no.
too well.
That's my
Mm.
understanding, and that's my assessment of it. Now, in the 81st minute of the game, Waterhouse leading Treasure Beat 3 goals to 1. So Waterhouse just scored their third from a very unique player, one who dribbles right down, pass it back. Yes, very, very interesting play. Good goal as well. So 3-1 to um, Waterhouse there. So Dalton, we're looking at now, as we say, we're looking at the offensive play. So I don't have much of a problem right now because when you look at Arnett Guards and Tivoli, they have scored 16 and 17, maybe. Um, Tivoli almost scoring 2 goals a match there. Not a bad one. Anything over 1.5 goal per match, I will live with that. Yeah, but when you're conceding one match or 1 goal a match, we are going into troubled waters. And for those persons who believe that defense win championship, it will
Um,
be a problem for
no,
these
it's not.
teams.
Defense, a good defense. I don't say defense win championship because sometimes have a good defense, and always use the Brazilian style of play where over the years Brazil was never considered that to be a good defensive unit. What they always do is outscore the opponent. So their philosophy is that okay, if you score 10, we're going to score 12. They
You
scored
are
10 and also again scored 12. Brazil of the past, I don't know if it's still but their philosophy was they outscore the opponent. So in that case, it's not defense win championship because they're always a good team, but them always scoring a lot of goals, outscoring their opponents.
but sir, looking at this now, they have to if they are to go by that, are you saying that most of the matches that Brazilians would have played then are a situation where how do you put it, that they scored second or they scored first? Because if they are leading, they have to find a way to stop the team from equalizing.
Yes, that is true. That is true. But
So
Brazil defense never considered so strong and so on. They always see Brazil as a good team, and when they meet up on a good team where score, where have good players, that's when they show up. Brazil always playing good flair and so on. But when they reach up on a good high quality team, we show up there in defense, then they realize that Brazil defense of the past, that is, was not as well. But because they were overshadowed by their good performance with their forwards and the different other players, it never really showed because they're always on top.
and sir, unfortunately, now when they have better defenders and better goalkeeper, they're not winning anything.
Not really anything. That's correct.
What
So
irony.
yeah.
Dalton, what say you about the offensive play for the Premier League?
Well, I think the offensive not really bad, it is not really bad. Could be better, yes, but it's not really bad as much as the defensive era.
Defense is what
Most
the
of the top
concern
teams,
is.
most of the top teams are scoring, yes, but as we said, the defensive is what the problem really in most teams.
Okay. So these are some statistic people that we were looking on, and that brought my interest to bring about this particular topic this evening. I believe that, I really want to see much combination of play looking better. When I look at the games people are coming to you, Sir Stranger, I realize that there are so many rash tackles, so many aggressive play in the Premier League. I've seen where players just playing man and not ball. And I think that's look very, very bad on our football. I don't know. What's you thought?
Yeah, as you say, it don't look good. The aggressiveness and we want the thing look professional. As I saw and things. So we want to look good on the eyes. When you're on TV, I watch it and stuff like that. You can see good football play, not man a try lick out man ankle and just for the fun of it. You understand me? But today, one thing I want to say today, I was happy to see David Reed score his first 2 goals in the Premier League as a schoolboy just came in the Premier League. It's like I like to see stuff like that,
And I want you to
and
tell the
uh, and
people
uh,
them which team.
kudos to him,
I want you to tell.
Glenmure, Farmer Glenmure player,
Okay.
Oh,
you
okay,
know.
okay,
Yeah,
good man.
kudos to David Reed and his 2 goals today,
Who he
giving
plays for?
Harborview.
Abuzi.
Harborview,
Okay,
giving
okay.
Harborview that win today.
Very good,
That's a
very
good.
good.
That's so good.
And the matter of schoolboys that those persons who go into the Premier League. I've seen Cleo
Cleo
Clark
Clark,
came
yeah,
on
Cleo Clark,
for
yeah.
Cavaliers,
I
and
didn't want
he,
Mr. Lee to leave early. Sorry, Sade, but I didn't want Mr. Lee to leave earlier before you said that something about that still. But go ahead.
yes, and I don't know, but he was really a shadow of himself in my view. He looks a bit fat, a little heavy, yes, in that game. I don't know if Mr. Lee Watchan could have given us some insight, but I'm sure that you have seen it, Tom. People, I just want to big up Tom Stranger. I know Tom Stranger watch every football that him can get for watch from Jamaica. I don't know how him get them or how him watch them, but big up yourself, my boss.
Yeah, man, big give thanks, Sade, man.
Yeah, man.
But him,
That,
sa-
that
Very
guy
him,
wasn't
knowledgeable,
really
very
good so
knowledgeable.
but him Clear Clark, no, Sade. I am not really a fan of Clear Clark going into the Premier League.
Mhm.
Not really. I'm not telling him he's not supposed to do it. That's his future, and that's his choice and everything. But probably, although he's going to Cavaliers still, so probably he will get the opportunity, because I like to see when the kids that talent that got talent, get opportunity and to move further than in the Premier League.
Yes.
So but for him, I think he's gonna go to Cavaliers as a young player. Cavalier do good with young players, or sending them overseas and stuff like that. So hopefully he go over there and do well and get to go overseas somewhere. But I was hopefully to see him getting a contract overseas, even something. I don't know. I'm just saying
But
that,
it's still early. I mean, the schoolboy competition
Yeah,
has just ended,
But
and
yeah.
it will be good. He said as I said, he's well knowledgeable. Your panelist there. That's his name, Stranger.
yeah, man, Stranger
Yeah, man.
himself.
Yes, man. I listen to you, man, and very knowledgeable. Keep it up. And I said, sorry that your caliber of panel, the panelists and so on, you keep it up because when you have people who are very knowledgeable in whatever way that content that you're putting out there, it gravitates to the audience, the chat person in chat and a wider cross section of people, and it's more offers more for your thing to go on.
And I
Um,
must.
there are some
stranger.
clubs that are known, as he just alluded to, for student, those young players, those young
Mhm.
players like the Cavalier is one of them. He said, but do we have other clubs who are geared towards getting contract where you're leaving from a school and you would want to go instead of the Cavalier, but you would want to have maybe two or three other clubs that they see that they can go and as a because they know where they want, they know their objective, their goal is maybe to play football overseas. But it is limited. If Cavalier is one of the few clubs, it's kind of limited. Do we have how about the other clubs in terms of preparing you to on contracts and all of that? How we stay?
Well, from my collection, you do have other few clubs, but one of the thing is that Cavalier is very aggressive on that, and one of the thing that empower them, they are yes, Dalton, I'm coming to you next. Cavalier believe in youth. Yes, they actually work along with youth. So there's a fourth goal coming there from Waterhouse in minute 91. All right, so 4-1 it is now. Sorry about that. I have to give you as much as I can. So Cavaliers, as I say, Sir Speed and his contingent actually works very good with youth. They believe in youth, and they tend to also do that business. The club is a business, regardless of how we
Yeah.
look at it. So he will try his very best, which he has done very good. develop his players and put them in a position that they can at least get a semi-professional contract overseas, at least that, and
Very
they
good.
will grow from there. So you used to have, for example, I think Harborview still have their structure, and you have other clubs. I think the clubs that actually deal with a lot of youth, they might not have that sort of involvement in getting players overseas because they might not have that connection
But
like
how
that
about
of
the Mount
especially.
Pleasant? Don't they have should have at least, but I don't hear them getting, the yes on a local level have the academy connected, but in terms of getting how they stay, how they're performing in that regard, so like a Cavalier.
I, to be honest, sir, I can't give you that extent. I remember at one stage it's not so much. I don't think Mount Pleasant is really aggressive in that part, and they tend to hold their players for a little longer. And as the Tom Stranger is ready to go, but before he goes, I'll allow Dalton to answer. He's also intimate with some of these clubs and the club situations. So Dalton,
Well, as you people talking about the youth, well, they will get their opportunity because I was reading an article today where they said 30 scout people will be coming out in January, and
yes.
80 footballers from the school league will get to display their skills. So many of them might get contracts through that area. So
Okay.
it's a good
Okay,
look
okay.
for the schoolers.
But
Okay,
in
that's good.
terms
That's
of the
good.
clubs and their formative transition, Sir Stranger, what you say about that?
Uh,
Which other clubs
him,
we have?
him, Mount Pleasant really is not a club that really send youths like overseas, like, but they send their players to other clubs in the Premier League. So it would be like a lot of Mount Pleasant players playing in other in other clubs in the Premier League. Yeah, you know,
Okay.
but
Okay.
so they build players to feed the Premier League.
That is good.
That's what I really get from Mount Pleasant. You
That
know,
is good.
but the other club, I don't think they really you got like a lot of clubs that really work with youths like that. Portmore do it a little bit. Um, um, Harborview as well as Sardis said do it a little bit,
They have a real youth
but the way all
development center
Cavaliers
too.
do it, like there's no other in Jamaica like Cavaliers.
Compare with Cavalier, they
Yeah,
run their
Yeah, man.
program with youth.
yeah,
Good.
with youths,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Wow. So is the academy in terms of youth, apart from the Phoenix and the Mount Pleasant so we have to in terms of apart from Cavalier as the Premier League team, I mean club, their philosophy, that's their policy, and that is good. So we have to just rely on the scouting, like the butlers and the from Phoenix and so to get these youths who has potential to get overseas contracts.
Well,
Yeah, him tell Society. I don't
Taxi.
him know if I wanna say this, but him er, earlier I was watching a show the other day and they was asking Craig Butler him if he could help out like other players getting contract. Like even players from Clarendon College, he was talking about getting contract.
mm,
And and I was wondering to myself, like, is it only Craig Butler could do stuff like that? I know he have his connection and stuff like that, but I was wondering, like, why everyone think that Craig Butler is the one that's supposed to do that? Like, shouldn't we have different means for the
Hmm.
youths to get contract
Yeah,
otherwise from going just to Craig Butler because he did that for Whisper and did that for Leon Bailey and a couple
but you
other
know what is
players
the
that
irony? You know the irony in all of this. Here is somebody who has taken the mantle, who has done probably grab the bull by the horn and do something where other person are probably uncharted waters, then so to speak, and he has some success. But at times, I get the feeling that them really not easy on him, them hard on him for somebody who is doing well. no one else is doing, or the fear. I don't know. I don't know the connection or how he went about doing it. But he is reaping success at it. And at times, I think they're a bit hard on him.
All right. One of the things I will say, Sir Craig has done it. He has proven his worth. But one of the things that I want to say and my belief in, we don't have a lot of agents, so to speak, in Jamaica. And so we don't have a lot of agent because look here, I myself may be an agent, but to what level? How far can I take my skills? How far can I take my knowledge? How far can I take the youth that I am looking forward to? And I say that to say there are so many academies right now in Jamaica, a whole lot, but they're unregistered.
Paris is as there's one in Frankfield there now, a startup.
Right, which is
Yes,
Paris, run
yes,
by Coach Tafari
Coach
Bird.
Sapper, yeah.
I'm saying this to you, sir, in the event that when you look at how these things are going right across the country, a number of academies. But if you don't have the know how and the connections to go overseas, that's another story. Yes, because it doesn't mean, for example, I've known of a particular one in Portmore, which I tend to get a bit closer to, and I will also get closer. We have good connections. That academy travels at least once a year. Yes, they go to Panama to play tournament with different age group, but they're not able to bring that amount of players who other scouts may want to see because of the nature of their business and how much they are able to contribute financially to that and with the resources. Dallas Harris, blessing Saudi and the crew. Bless up yourself, Dallas. Big up yourself. Dallas, let me post the link. A lot. Well, you're probably busy, but the link is there if you want to jump in. All right. Yes. So, saying that to say though, the contractual arrangements is something that many of us have to look into seriously. Craig have the know-how. It's a speed of the know-how. You have some persons out there, I will say, that has also the know-how. I don't want to call on him without any permission here, but how much and those persons they might have people getting contract overseas, but we don't know about it because it's not being publicized. Some of these academies are not up in the limelight, so we don't know what is happening. Yes,
They
and
have to be registered. These academies have to be registered or
not
connected to
by
the
law.
Jamaica FF or JFF. They're not supposed.
Right. What I was told, I believe that they should, but what I was told that there were something put in place, but persons would have not agreeing to that sort of instances. So very
Okay,
few are registered, and
okay.
hence the JFF cannot give account to say how many account academies are here in the country. I did a show on that some time ago, and it
I think I
was,
remember.
it was really a challenge to pick up that. I had Mr. Speed, and when we get that information, it was surprising to see that persons doing these things and are afraid to get registered for some strange reason I don't know. And I believe if we want to get our football developed, all our academies in Jamaica need to be registered. Everybody need to know about all the academies, where they are located, and so on. We should be able to click a button and get information of these things. And that is not so. So if you, Sir Stewart, may have a connection with some persons overseas who are looking particular young footballers from the Caribbean, from Jamaica, because the Caribbean is a very good, wealthy islands, for youths. I don't know if
Mhm,
you picked it up. Yes,
mhm.
a lot of people like the Caribbean. So who can you call on? Who can you call on? Who you gonna call on? You're gonna call on Craig Butler because he's the only one that you know.
Okay.
Mr. Lee, I'm glad you're back. I'm gonna beg you people 2 or 3 minutes, all right? And get right back. So, Mr. Lee, you jump away, leave us, and we have a topic not a topic, but a situation that we want to put to you. You are minuting, sir.
Okay, Sadi, you have all like management on them topic here,
No, man, it's
We
not
are
so much
going
a
to.
topic. No, it's not so much a
Cause,
topic. It's for you to manage the
cause,
show.
cause all right, cause there was a question I want to ask you, but you're about to leave, huh?
Well, ask the question
No, I
before I
want to
leave.
know what's the procedure to get these academic registered? Is there a fee? What's the whole process? You know?
All right. Let me get back and then I take that up. All right.
All right,
It's
yeah,
a
man, go
whole
do your
lot. All
thing, man.
right. So give me
Yeah,
a
go do
few.
it.
All right. So continue with Mr. Errol and also Tom
So,
and Dalton. You
Mr.
continue
Lee,
the
so Mr. Lee, so me not
Yeah,
see Cleo Clark today, man.
yeah, man. I saw him on the TV, and I'm reach out to him right away,
Mm.
you know.
Okay. We see him,
Yeah,
brother.
man.
Yo,
Now this
is
stand,
a
now this
youth I'm a
stand.
rate still no Mr. Lee. Believe me, no Mr. Lee. And I
Yeah.
know we know. Is a youth I'm a rate big man thing, a rate the youth, and I really want to see him go far. Me not tell a lie.
Yeah, man.
We
He's a
just hope for the best for him, man. Me not tell a lie, man. Big man thing.
yeah, man. He's a humble kid, man. Good night, Mr. Stewart.
Good night,
So
Sandy.
Yeah,
enjoy
Dalton. Good night,
it.
Dalton.
Good night. Good night.
Dalton. Good night.
Um, but I heard at the top of the show when stranger were talking Saudi was talking about the amount of cards, red cards, the statistics as it pertains to the wholesale cards. I call it wholesale amount of cards that has been
Yeah.
issued and so on. It's like the referee they are ensuring using a strategy. Maybe that is the case to ensure that they have the games, especially certain games under control. So by making it known early in the game or when whatever period that we're not going to make things get out of hand, and by virtue of issuing these cards and so on. But it's alarming. It's like it's high.
From the few games that I watched during Mr. Stewart, I really don't notice nothing different pertaining to them giving some, yellow card out unnecessarily. So I never really want to comment on that without me
So it
really
is a good
seeing that.
reflection then. The high number of cards, the reflection of what happened on the field of play. That's what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
yeah,
That's all right.
it is.
Okay.
So I don't know. For the most part, based on the amount of game that I already watch in the Premier League, I think the referee been consistent.
Hmm.
There's
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's nothing extraordinary where stand out where I could have criticized them for so far. And like I said, based on the amount of game that I watch, I don't watch all of the game them, so I really cannot comment to all of the games I play so far. But from the game that I already watched, they've been consistent. But the referee gonna make them little mistake here and there, because they just
Yes,
human
it's
like everybody
human.
else.
So they will, yes, from time to time, they will make their mistake. It's just when it's alarming high, what you say,
Yeah,
the consistency in how they're carrying out their work and so on, and that's okay. It's consistent.
yeah. And based from what I'm hearing we have a referee as a guest last week. One of those
Yes, that was
last
good
week.
information, man.
Yeah,
Wow, wealth of information there.
yeah, man.
Have to get kudos out to him.
And based on what he's saying, they are doing their part and their end. I
Mhm,
think they have regular training for the referee where they go through film session and all that stuff. So whatever calls they are missed during a game, I
mhm,
think they have session for those where they could go back and look at those films and make correction and.
mhm.
So they're constantly
They're
working on
always developing, always training
yeah
and developing
yeah
their. Okay,
yeah that
very
that
good.
I that I
That is
know for
going good. So
yeah
good.
that I know for a fact.
I
You know
remember there was something spoken about the connection of the referee as it regard to the ISA and so on, where ISA would have contributed for the development in some way, so on. But he didn't want it to be seen as they are personally paying ref or something to it. But it was explained.
yeah
The
but
gentleman explained it.
but stranger, I was watching one of those fellow YouTuber, at least listen to one of those fellow YouTuber show the other day. The whole referee thing that came up, they were
Yeah.
talking about it. So the guy said this particular game in the under 16, he was watching the under 16, I think it was semi-final with Mannings and some other school.
And
And
Central.
it was Manning, no, Mannings and Central play for what? For the final, right? Was it for the
Semi-final.
Man,
Semi-final.
one who played for the under 16 final?
No,
JPL.
Mannings and Central play for under 16
Final,
final.
but it was a
Yeah.
semi-final.
The
Who did Manning play
semi-final,
for the semi-final?
Mannings played. Who they play for the semi-final
Was it
again?
St. Elizabeth? I don't remember.
No.
In the
But
play.
anyway,
I forgot who they play for semi-final. I don't remember.
so whatever school Manning was playing, what this caller was saying is that he was watching the game. Now the under 16 game, right? Supposed to go for 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Apparently, after 80 minutes, the game was I think the game tied. Whatever the score was, the game was tied. But the person was saying that the referee played the game for 95 minutes in order a man end up winning the game.
Mm.
So so what he's trying to say is that the referee gotta be going from is a man supporter because he let the
Oh.
game go for 95 minutes in order
Mm.
make Manning turn out to be the
Ho-
winner at the end. But
Hold
I
on,
don't know.
hold on.
I don't know. That's
So,
just
so
his
the
way of.
80 minutes as opposed to 90 minutes of regular play. Because
So
the 90 minutes would be, I mean, regular
The
play. When it
regular play,
says,
yeah.
yeah, regular
no,
play.
Mr. Stewart. Under 16 don't play 90 minutes. Under
They
16
pay
play 80
80.
minutes.
They
No,
pay
I know,
80.
I know.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
Right.
I'm saying is that would it be an additional, what you call it?
Additional minutes. Yeah, but it's
But
95 minutes,
but
so
a
it'll be
15
15
minutes
minutes.
that
Oh,
15
you
minutes.
know,
15 minutes
15 minutes
added on.
additional. Okay.
Right.
15
But
minutes additional
but
time.
he was saying he watched the referee make the game go for 95 minutes. You know what I mean? Just
Mm.
because you want money to win the game. But I mean, that's just some of the criticism being given to the referee still. I don't know if that's like an actual fact. You know, nobody can know what the referee have in his mind. You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
no, 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 no,
You know, but
no,
but
no. If it is for 80 minutes, and although there are allotted times, for stoppage, whatever that time is, we know that 15 minutes is unheard of. All right, so we know that.
exactly.
So, with that said, the timer is there. So if he played that game for 95 minutes, then of course it is a fact. If he did play it, because there
If he did,
if
right.
evidence if evidence there can say, oh yes, you started at one, and as such, 95 minutes after it would have been. So it is not someone saying it, and maybe it's not so or what. It can be proven if it is so or not. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah, man. If it can be proven, then I think there should be some concern, to
Mhm.
everybody. So what he's basically, what the call is basically saying, and of course he's criticizing the referees, but he's trying to say, well, referee have their preference.
Yeah.
So if a referee have his preference, and like I said, we can't know what the referee is thinking. So if a referee have his preference, and man in his preference choice, and he gonna let the game go for a 15-minute extra, in by doing so, man is end up on the winning end of the game, then it's of everyone concerned.
Eh, it think
You
kind of
know,
shaky still
so
in the Mr.
so
Lee.
15 minutes extra kind of shaky, but it's just something for
Mm,
like I said, I don't know. I didn't watch
mm.
that game, but if it can be proven that the game actually went on for extra 15 minutes, then something
And maybe that official there, they will probably remember say a 80 minutes to play for. Probably even might check it at 90 and he only put 5 minutes.
no,
Him
so
know what go on, yeah.
15
If
minutes
he
extra,
run,
Mr.
if he
Stewart,
run
what
it
to
off
No,
the
I'm not saying
first
15
half,
minutes extra. I'm
I'm
not
not
saying
saying
15
if
minutes
he run
extra.
it,
I'm
no,
saying
look, no.
I'm
If he run
saying
the first 40
him
minutes,
saying that he's there refereeing the game and say I'm not saying that that's what happened, because he should know and him chose to make the game in finish within that period of time. I'm saying that suppose he's there and he don't remember and say at 90 minutes by a regular game, and all I did was add on 5 minutes. I'm just thinking,
me
yeah,
understand what you say
him,
now. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. One day,
him, but one day if him play 45 in a first half and
yeah, all
45
that.
in a second and add on
That's what I'm
five
saying.
minute and add
That's
on 5 minute
that's the point.
in a last. Yeah,
That's the point
wonder
I'm
how it
making.
go. Cause we don't really know how it go really yet.
Yes.
For the 90. For the 90, read 95-minute play. Now. You understand me? I say,
Yes,
Mr.
that's
Lee?
what point I was making.
no, I understand what you're saying.
Like how the 95 minutes play out. Him just run him 40 minutes in the first half and then in a second half now he run 55 minutes.
I don't know. He end up with 95. you know, I'm just happen to listening to it, and I find it kind of funny. But even the game, with the Walker Cup final with stats, though, with stats and JC,
You
JC.
mean the penalty?
the penalty with the whole
Oh, oh.
referees. But to me, Mr. Stewart, it just a deja vu moment for stats,
Well, you can't see the boy they used to got JC still.
nah, you know what happened though, stranger.
Curry boy, they were all JC boy and they forgot.
But stranger, why it is doing even with the referee blunder then that but with the penalty, but Stats still got the opportunity to win the game.
But Sadi, tell you what you can't say that. No, sorry, sir.
No.
Mr. Lee, tell you what
Penalty.
you can't say that now.
Mm-mm, mm-mm,
You see, I say them get the opportunity to
mm-mm,
win the game same
mm-mm,
way.
mm-mm, mm-mm,
You see, after that now, Mr. Lee, that
Yeah.
happened to you. That
mm-mm,
happened to you now. You know, Mr.
mm-mm.
Lee, and it happened to you. And them call back, them say them fi take over a penalty, and thing. Remember, you are come down in a line now, I fret you start fret now,
Mhm,
Mr. Lee.
mhm.
Everything
So
alright for you now,
psychologically, it affects you, man.
everything start affect you, but now, Mr.
Mhm,
Lee. When you
Yeah.
did feel like you see if a penalty, you see if that
The chemistry
penalty was
I
saved
feel.
now and the stats ball I come take, you may have more confidence. Kind of
True.
say, all right, me keeper just save the ball right now and me I come kill the side. Yeah. You
True.
understand me? But when Una see like me keeper just save the ball and then Una say me keeper not save it no more. And thing one day if me score, what Una go say? Or whatever, what go cheat
I have
money go.
always said,
You understand me? I say
I have
it's
always
like a
said,
whole heap of thing, man. A whole heap of thing to it. So
The
that's why me
chemistry
think,
again is
oh,
team.
you see, oh, me think it's a deal with it to Saudi. Me think them
Mm.
deal with it wrong. I understand that they said referee decision is final. Okay. But at the same time, if you think the referee decision was wrong at the same time, although it was final, but y'all say it was wrong. So tell you what y'all should do. Y'all not gonna change the referee decision, but y'all gonna make a decision yourself too.
mm,
So what y'all gonna do is let them share the title.
No, it ain't gonna
Nobody,
work.
nobody never win.
Yeah,
No,
well,
that can't happen.
Nobody
No, it
never
um,
cannot
win.
happen.
you know,
No,
you know,
that can't work, so Tom.
you
So they
know,
never
Tom, it
used to
can't
share
work.
title back in the
No, it
days.
can't work, so
Hold
Tom.
on, hold
So
on. If
Tom,
I may.
Tom, the referee decision is final, bro. Just like how Mr. Morrison explained to us last week. You know what I mean? It's final. Ain't no sharing on no
how,
title.
how many of
But
us
Mr. Lee, how
know?
you gonna tell me say you're wrong, man? Then you tell
Well,
me say me nah go get nothing for you
then,
be
then,
wrong.
then, then, then
Come
well, I
on,
know,
man.
well, I know,
That never sound good,
well,
brother.
I
Hold
know.
on,
That
hold on a
never
second.
sound
Let me
good.
just
But
address
Tom,
that.
referee mistake a part of the game too, bro. Sometimes you on the one side and you're on the other side. You're on the winning
Yeah.
side and you're on the losing
But
side
Sadi,
sometimes.
but
That's just the way it
Mr.
is.
Lee, Mr.
Yeah.
Lee, them wrong for come out and come say referee was wrong then.
No, it's not
Them
wrong,
should have
Tom.
left it then.
No,
No,
man,
If
Tom.
you
you
have to say
not
that.
come fix nothing,
But
but
it
them
can't be
not go fix
fixed.
nothing.
But you can't
You
fix again.
admit. It's just an
You can't,
admission.
you can't
Tom.
fix
All
though.
right,
you
let me
see
bring
that
it
No,
to
even
you.
at the highest level, referee make mistake and it can reverse. It
Let me
Mhm.
just
bring it
can
to a
reverse.
game. A recent game in the
I
Premier
just
League.
feel if it starts,
Hold
man.
on. Liverpool versus Tottenham. You remember that game?
Yeah, that game there.
Would you share the points?
No, them
No.
now go share points. If I
Why?
don't give away, them don't give away points already. I
So
can't
that's
get
the
it
whole
back.
thing. That's the whole thing.
All right. You know, a, a, a lot of person, you don't realize, I'm not gonna say a lot, but would you gentlemen realize that penalty shootout, a lot of time, the team or the management, the coaches and so have to have strategy, if it's not strategized, you have very good team, who is dominating, and so in the field of play, come, I see it happen so often where they're not planned, they didn't have a strategy when it comes to penalties shootout. Apparently, they thought that, okay, it wouldn't lead to that. And because they have the wrong player, and it happens, taking the first penalty and all of that. I see team um, making changes because it's apparent that the game is going to penalty shootout. And not only putting on a player 2 or 3 minutes before that time, but make that player go and take, player didn't even touch the ball yet, and let that player go and take the first penalty,
Now what
You
happened?
see that happened to her and the
Eh,
miss.
Of course,
Miss.
him not is not the best penalty. Probably a lot of time it happened that time. There's a reason why you go there and touch the ball, and warm up,
Listen. You see, if me in that case, you see, in the warm up, what I do, I just the ball is supposed to knock past somebody, just a knock it so if get the feel of the ball. If
Yeah,
that
but
is the case.
Even last year that happened, that can stack up to the side.
Yeah, man,
They make
I've seen
change
it
just
many
the man
times.
come kick penalty and thing and man come dash for a
you can't
penalty.
make a man don't touch the ball it and I first penalty. Most touch the ball for the first time, and he must. Oh my God!
Well,
But let me
it's all what it's all boil down to the coaching staff, there, Mr. Stewart.
Yeah, so I'm
Because
saying that strategy.
if you have a team going to a game knowing that there's a possibility it might go to penalty, you should be tr- practicing penalty all week. You should have everything set out just in case that game get to the penalty. You know
Sometimes we practice
who gonna
can
be your
still go.
keeper, who gonna be the keeper if it needs to change the keeper, who gonna take the first kick, who gonna take the second kick and so forth. So
You don't know what Casey did. You remember what Casey did when Casey played a game there where there's a guy who had taken two or three penalty, I think, and then scored. I think two penalty.
Mm-hmm.
And when they interviewed that guy, he said the player said the coach had him for how much days teaching him, training him to take penalty.
And but
And in the regular game, he'll have played. I think he had taken two or three penalty. He scored all of
two,
them,
two in the
but
game.
two
Plus,
in the game.
yes.
But you don't know what happened when KC played another game.
hmm what happened?
Apparently, they have the guy have him alone take penalty, and KC went into penalty shootout and lose by penalty shootout.
No,
And
I will tell you this. I will tell you
then I
this.
remember said they am the guy on one penalty he can take.
No, Sir Thomas, Sir Stewart, let me tell you something. I'm not defending Casey in that sense, but I can tell you that ever since Casey reached the second round, every single day, a penalty shootout for them in training. Believe me, when that player who took the two penalty versus Dingtil, one of the reasons why is not that he was the best player taking the penalties. But guess what? He was the captain, and it is a pressure game. So
But
they were
no,
doing good.
they had him. He interviewed. They asked him, and he said that they had him training to take penalties.
But it wasn't him alone that me I try to tell you, it's the entire
Oh,
team.
oh,
But because he's the captain on a pressure game, he's the more trusted to pick on those penalties.
oh.
A matter of fact, the second penalty that he kicked, he actually changed the way he normally kicked the penalty, because if he said the keeper will go the way he kicked before. And that wasn't him either.
But you know, so that happened to Cleo Clark in the Gavian CC game, right?
Change that too.
Yes, man. I mean, ask him, I say, listen, why you change? You always go to your left. All your penalty, you know, you kick, you go left. Why you going to your right this time?
I think the
You know what?
keeper
You know.
go
So
there.
you remember, say, let me change the goalkeeper, right?
Keeper, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
putting his keeper where I jump around the place like some
Yes,
chapmatic.
yes.
One keeper. He said, so when we ask clear about it now, we say, yo, why you going to your right? He said, why, Mr. Lee? You know, say goalkeeper get to me head. You know,
Yeah,
he
man,
say
yeah,
goalkeeper.
man.
All right,
You know,
all
Yes,
right,
he say goalkeeper.
all
yes,
right,
I got no trademark left. You
yes,
know
all
what I
right,
mean?
yes,
So
all
yes.
this
right.
time we sneak you over to your right, man.
Sykes,
But
man,
right,
Sykes,
So this is what I'm
man.
psychology.
saying.
It's
Huh?
psychic,
When
man.
it's time for this penalty, it is the person who can hold him composure the best are at that point, because any little thing you throw you have. Penalties are very hard knocking thing. I know easy
What?
something for wake up and fit step up. Me I
I
tell
don't
you.
believe in it, brother. I don't believe say supposed to decide that game, brother. Penalty shootout.
Yeah, man,
And
no,
then
No,
sir.
sir.
and then
Penalty.
and then
Me no even.
when you have a
Sir, I'm
goalkeeper,
afraid, Me
hey.
Me
afraid
love,
of
you know,
penalty,
me love
And then
penalty shootout.
when you have a goalkeeper in front of you, jump on, attack,
Yeah,
jump
well,
man.
like
I
a
tell a
Trust
man,
mad
I tell a
hands.
man, every keeper will love to move. Put on the show. You know how much thing you put in a kick ahead, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, man.
But
But let me
that the
tell you
same.
something. I want to get back to a point before I forget it that Lee mentioned, and I don't think Lee cleared the way or probably don't see it. But I would have said that Stats got the game to win. Not at that point where the last penalty took. But remember, in the regular penalty shootout, JC has missed their penalty, one of their hit it on the post. Don't forget. And Stats as the last one to score and win the match.
Exactly.
and
Right.
then
That's what
come,
I'm
Mm-hmm.
and
saying.
then
So
So
come,
Okay,
and
they
then
got
okay,
the
come,
yeah,
game to
and
win.
then come
yeah.
this.
That's
Yes.
what I was
okay.
saying. So
Okay.
to me, sorry, it's just
Mm-hmm.
a deja vu moment for
Hey,
stats
Oh,
all
I,
over again.
I'm gonna say this to you.
Honestly,
I want you to
I
go
tell
back
you,
and watch the penalty shootout that I post on this channel and listen to the commentary. Just listen to
you
deja
the
say,
vu
comment.
all over
you
again.
say
And I know
Philip
what happened to
Williams.
Sorry. Remember saying, the night before when time Vassel was on your program, and you asked him to predict, at that game with JC and Stats. You remember what him said? Him says JC always find a way if he beat Stats.
Yes.
he
Sykes, you
said,
know.
He said JC. He said Stats are the better team. I know that, but he said with JC, he cannot predict against JC because JC always find a way when it comes to stats. You
But
know,
I
like
think
you see a man rank stranger. He
Yeah,
has a beat him
yeah,
up and he doesn't know so you can't beat him. How
yeah,
would that
but
one by 1 foot?
you say
No,
Philip
it's the same
Williams
thing. It's
still.
it is psychology, and I think that games, teams like this should have just because we don't have the resources to do it. The schools don't have it. Psychologists, should be. You see that dental there, that dental technical there.
Yeah.
They need a psychologist in their camp, especially when it comes to certain team.
talk to Dalton about that.
Me say they need a psychologist, somebody to really talk to play on the player's mind, especially when it comes to the semi-final and certain things, at Clarendon College or so on. If
But
they
they have
don't have
done
a
that, sir.
psychologist, they will always remember them, they come and falter at that level. They
They
will
have done.
always remember it. And
They
to
have,
play on their mind.
what I
But
can say, sir, they have done that.
And
I
that not
can
help.
testify to that.
And that not help.
but when me
They
when
have
me I
done.
tell you, say
They have
Sardi with you
Mr.
say
Stewart,
Philip
then try
Williams
that, but
now
help. You
with
have any other
Sardi
ideas?
with Mr.
You,
Williams
Lee,
and
Lee,
Stats
Lee,
Lee, your banter.
Lee.
Don't
with
go there. Don't
No,
go down that
not
road
but
now.
there's nobody here for you
Yes.
to banter, sir.
you
No,
think say
no, it's
Miss
serious. No, what I'm saying that this dental, this aspect, and I see it happen too many times with dental. Everybody say, okay, them not go to someone. Once they play against CC, PC have them ticket. It's just psychology. It's playing on your mind, and the
we
players
use
who
it
in
and
that
play
word
for
there.
them brain, man. And we use it for them brain. And we just say it to them every day, but them feel say it real. Say just playing and
They're
real
not
just
hit.
in
They're
them
not.
brain.
I'm
So
saying unless you
you
have
know.
somebody who can counter that, a psychologist, we can show them that okay, don't absorb it, don't play on it, don't
But
embrace that.
Sir Errol, with all due respect, remember in recent history too, think till have beaten CC,
When was the last time that happened?
regardless
You
of the
know
last
long that
time.
you know long them attack
But
us
When
it's not.
long time
how
when
recent
you
was
know
that?
long when
How
I play
recent was that?
outside. You
I
know
think it
long when I
was
play outside.
no man. I know Woodside. Yeah, I,
With
I
more,
don't know.
with
I don't
more
know.
than them.
Josie Patty's field.
Now me a pen.
Yeah, I think it was at 2015,
Yeah,
Dalton.
Oh, there's a
with more
recent
than
time. We're talking about
more
recent time.
2-1.
8 years ago, you talk about recent times.
Oh, yeah, so then if we're talking about Dingtil, everything
You
we're
know,
talking
it's too
about
much.
Dingtil is recent time when you reach semi-finals.
I'm
That's what
talking
you're saying.
about. No, I'm saying in recent. No, I don't mean over a decade. Something happened 10 years ago. I wouldn't say in recent times.
But
We're
Mr.
talking
Stewart,
about how Tintil has been playing now
I know 10
in the
years ago,
last
no,
couple of
I know
years.
10 years
but
ago,
this is
no
what I'm
one play for
saying.
them.
They were there from those time going to semi-finals and finals. So if you're gonna look at the time when they reach semi-final and final, you can't leave out any particular time. It is for the past 8 or 10, not maybe not 10, for the past 8 years, Dintil have been in and around the semi-finals and final more than any other team in the Dakar Cup. So we would have said that it wouldn't just be last year or 2 years ago. It would have started long time. I mean, in recent history we're talking about, those are that is a consistent team going into that. So me just saying that to say that they have beaten Dintil already. They have beaten CC already. And we understand what you're saying that in the past 4 years it might not be. But I know what it is like for this Clarendon College to have a mindset over our team, because we have that challenge to, at adrenaline.
Yeah man. That's why I can't talk, I can't talk.
No, may I tell you, I know what it is. And it's a psychological thing, Bridget. Regardless of what it needs, or what I think many of us did not do, is to really take it up and say, listen, all of this thing, it is a myth. Let's go and play our football. But you know what, stranger? I've said it while I was a player, and I have lived to see that decisions goes our way that turn the entire game upside down
Yeah
in
man,
that
a true
fixture.
man. But a true man. But you see them youth nowadays, me no know. It's like me no know. It's like it come like them believe certain things. You have to believe in yourself in a Saudi. You see me? You have to believe that no matter what, you can do it. Even if you feel like them players, they're probably technical better than we are, whatever, and stuff like that. But guess what? We want it more. You know myself, so we are gonna go out there and fight. We're not gonna go out there and make it look like say them better than we. We are play them man for man. We are run 100% if them are run 100%, just like them. You see me? But you don't know what it's like. from CCC some side, one side, that's why I have to rate like Garvey. I have to rate Garvey on their side there, isn't it?
Glenmore.
And Glenmure on them side there, because you see when CCC them side there, CC knows say I trouble them see, isn't it? Regardless of CC quality with CC have.
And no
Members,
matter what the
remember me
result
tell you.
as well, it doesn't matter the result.
So
But
no matter the result, but me I tell you say CC no go in that game and I say a walkover game. No matter
Okay.
who the pan Garvey team, them know say a
Okay.
fight, them have to go fight for
once it
this.
is a Clarendon team, man, trust me.
Yeah, them know say a fight, them have to go fight for this. So why you not think it's the same way? You understand me? I said, me not say you, but me just say why the other
No,
team
man, no,
not
no
think the
problem.
same
But
way?
as me tell you, me have
You
the
know? And I
experience.
say you a fight, we are go fight, cause we know say you a Clarendon College this in a Glenmure this in a Garvey this in.
All right, gentlemen, and I know that we have been on for long. By our standard or by what I thought, we would have had about, we have 5 minutes to the end of the show, but we're going to extend it to 10. There's this point that I want to close the show with, and we will not try to go too deep in this topic. But come January 14 will be the elections for president or the office of the JFF. There are a lot of chats going on, and we want to look at how this thing transpired. Raymond Anderson, the challenger, challenging the incumbent, Mr. Ricketts,
Okay.
he has put across his manifesto, the plans and action that he has for the JFF. To date, the incumbent, Mr. Ricketts, has not done so. But in recent time, as much as between the weekend and today, Mr. Raymond Anderson, in my terms, not quoting him word for word, but he said that corruption is very high in the JFF right now. It is hampering the future of the JFF. And he goes further to say if what he's seeing is not corruption, he doesn't know what corruption is. He's actually crying foul going into the election because of some bodies that should be able to cast their vote for one way or the other will not get a chance to. And there's another body who will get their chance to do so. But unfortunately, or fortunately, that's not the way how Mr. Anderson sees it. The point is, people, ladies, gentlemen, and the panel, and those in the chat, Raymond Anderson is one of the current vice president for the office of the JFF. All that we have seen in the JFF, those negative impact, those situations that would have seen as a negative influence, bad plans, and all those things. Mr. Anderson would have been part of it. We all know that if you are not the head of an organization, sometimes your piece or your 2 cents doesn't go that far away. Sometimes I believe that you need to have that chair, sit in that chair to make such a decision. But the question now, what's your view? What's your take on the election coming up? Do we need a change in the JFF? Do you think Mr. Anderson is a proper, I will be a very good, not just a challenger, but a replacement as president? Do you think Mr. Ricketts, by all these standards and what we have seen, actually deserve another term? These are questions. And this is what I say to you. Your views. These are just my few words. And let me start with you, Dalton. Dalton? All right, she's at Dalton already. Tom, I see you unmute long time, Tom. You're ready.
Tell you true, not too like Raymond and this idea and fee manifesto idea, I tell you the truth, I know that Ricketts them haven't been doing their best job, you know, and stuff like that. But Raymond Anderson and his team, and also they make some different community. They made some different. If you have one community, the referee, why they wanna have a separate referee community and a separate everything, every new body all over, and then already have the one where exists already, and they didn't cut off the one that was existed. They just add on a new one. And is both of them gonna get to, as you say, is both bodies gonna get a vote, or is just the new body, or is the old body gonna get the vote? Because a lot of corruption is going on. I don't know where it's coming from. But but at the same time, Raymond and this, his idea, I know that a lot of people don't like overseas stuff and overseas players, and a lot of people want to see Jamaica team with with like all Jamaican born players on it. But I think Jamaicans are Jamaicans wherever you're at. Or no matter if you do not born in Jamaica, why is your blood is Jamaican and your roots is Jamaica, you're still Jamaican. And if you could represent the country, you know, you should
Yes.
get a fair chance of doing that. And I don't think with Raymond and this, you're gonna the players overseas gonna have a fair chance of representing the country, because he don't really think people that doesn't born in Jamaica are really are he think they are not Jamaican, or they shouldn't represent Jamaica,
All
and
right.
they're taking away something from the guys in Jamaica. Now, I don't have the same thought as him, because I'm out the country and I have kids, and I would like my kid to represent Jamaica one day, So with him there, I know
Oh
my
yeah,
kid couldn't
then.
represent Jamaica, So I won't like that
Yeah,
idea at all,
All right.
you good?
Um, Let me just look at a few things that you said. I am not
Yeah,
too sure if what Raymond Anderson means that the overseas players wouldn't be playing for Jamaica or just Jamaica. What I think he's alluding to is that at all times you should have a local squad. Yes,
we go
a
on this
pool
side
of
with that.
players locally that
We go
must be part of the setup, not necessarily being the final cut. And I believe in that because guess what?
hmm?
Why would we have our different leagues here in Jamaica? Why would you want to play Premier League in Jamaica? It's just that you want to continue play Premier League right through. You don't want to be elevated. Why? So I'm not sure, Tom, that he's saying that those persons who don't ban in Jamaica wouldn't or shouldn't be playing for Jamaica. I understand how you look at it, but I think he's saying that you need to have a local farm or a local setup here for the boys.
But he refer to um that guy. What's his name? The Marai Gray, as not really a Jamaican. He said stuff, Saudi, in different parts,
Yes.
because I listen to him in different him on different platform talking stuff. And the way he talk, that's the way he think.
And
Trust
I
me.
say it, I understand, but I don't think the full aspect of it is saying that those players will not be or shouldn't. I understand what he's saying, that to say that these persons were not born here, they were not grown here, but yet still those that we have here are not being looked at. And Tom, I will tell you this. If you are taking this, maybe you are looking because of your where you are now. But same way, I will bring this to you. And I'm not gonna go long. But if you look at how you'd want your Clarendon College to play at the All the Custopod team, yes, your local players. Those are your players. And I'm sure that you'd have wanted your local players here to be a part of the Jamaican setup. So it can go differently. I understand when it comes to the personal aspect of it, that's how it sounds. And I do understand. All right, thank you very much. Mr. Lee, what's your take on Sir Raymond and also the present JFL?
This whole GFF things, I don't know, sorry, it's a whole mess. But from the outside looking inside, right?
Mhm.
The GFF, they've been they've been making a lot of mistakes. I
Yes.
mean, a lot of stuff that have happened, kind of make us as Jamaican look bad. Our, persons who follow football or follow JFF, there's a lot of stuff that happened that it's not a good look. It's not a good look overall.
Yeah.
So now we came down to where it's time to vote for a new president or a new leader to run the JFF. And you have two candidates going. You have Mr. Ricketts and you have Mr. Anderson. Mr. Ricketts, you can criticize him for whatever happened. I mean, he's the leader. He must be responsible for all the negative stuff that been going on with JFF. But you
Yeah.
also have a person who are run to replace Mr. Ricketts, who is also in the JFF as a vice president. So that means if you in an organization and things not go good, you have to be part of the damn problem too. You know what I mean? So from the outside looking in, why am I not want to vote if you need a change and you have two other person who in an organization already? There's no changes right there. You know what I mean? Because the person who is the vice president now are running for president and the organization now run the way it's supposed to run. Why the hell would I want to vote for him or vote for any of them? You don't need a new face. You need a fresh face. You need somebody from the outside with the fresh ideas. Mr. Anderson present his manifesto, outline a whole bunch of stuff when I like to see done pertaining to football in Jamaica. But I mean, he don't even give a timeline when those things gonna get done or when those things gonna can be implemented. So you come and you promise people all these stuff that, oh, this is what we're gonna do. You don't state how you're gonna do it and when it's gonna get done. You know what I mean? So to me, if I have a choice to vote, might as well just stick with it with direction that Mr. Ricketts is going right now.
The
Because with this
question
with the
the
present
question
with
the question
where's-
I'll ask you,
uh-huh.
are you comfortable with the direction to which it is going?
You know what happened? Me not 100% comfortable with the direction where it a go. Check it out, Sadi. Me not 100% comfortable with the direction where it a go. But
What
also,
percentage are you?
what percentage?
Mhm.
But I say maybe 50-50.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But at the
Yeah.
same time, with this person who is also a part of the problem, you know what I mean? Present a manifesto. I don't know if I would go his direction either, to tell you the truth. I think you don't need fresh person to come in and be a part of the thing with fresh ideas who wasn't a part of the whole overall body from the beginning. Give us somebody fresh to run for president.
All
Cause
right.
too often we ask to change leaders, in Saudi.
Mhm.
And you have a leaders in place and you criticize them, them not do this, them not do that. And you vote and put in a new leaders. And before you know it, you put in new leaders and give him 1 month time, you start criticizing the new leaders too. You know what I
So
mean?
leaders, of course, at all time will be criticized and, of course, will be blamed.
Right.
Once the buck is with you, stops with you, then that's the responsibility.
But I
But
think overall though, Shadi, give us a fresh face. Give us somebody who never been in the JFF before and who is not a part of the problem that we are facing right now. With some fresh ideas, and you can look to that person and say, all right, new leadership. But to me, this is just the same group of person who've been leading us in this direction and making a bunch of mistake. So the JFF can been looking
what,
bad for the past how many years. So we need fresh face, Sadi. That's the way I look at it.
all right, what I'll say though, Sir Lee, you make you make reference to the fact that Mr. Anderson would have been part of the problem. and it's best you stay with who is there. But getting a fresh face, would you believe that that also can be very catastrophic to have somebody coming in freshly and not getting the job done?
So what choice do
Get
you
what
have at
what
this?
what choice?
What choice do you have at this point?
No,
You know what I mean?
I'm not with the choice. No, I'm just asking the question based on your pronouncement. But
No,
say this to say though,
you can't win either way.
say this to say, Sir Lee, I'm not giving anyone the opportunity now to get my take as it relates to that. But look at it this way. I said it before. Sometimes you're in an organization and your thoughts, your views, or your ideas are not seen or even taken. Sometimes some organization is run, it's only those or it's only that person who is at the helm, who call the shots, will make those decisions. And I've seen it already. I have actually experienced it, but I'm not saying this is the case. However, however, Mr. Anderson put across his manifesto. Maybe it is short because there's no timeline, as you mentioned, but you still have the opportunity because this is campaigning. And you also mention, I don't remember if it is, I think it is Tom who mentioned that Mr. Anderson is putting in new teams or new communities or new bodies. Mr. Anderson don't have that luxury of responsibility or luxury of power to put them in. If anybody should add anything to this, it would have been the incumbent. But saying this to say, because he knows of certain issues or certain levels of corruption that are there, that's why he's able to speak on it. But is that enough to say that he's the better person right now? Hold your point. Let me get Mr. Errol into this. Errol, what say you on this JFF whole thing coming up?
It's as what the gentleman have said, where it's an ongoing thing. It's like politics. It's politics in its entirety. JFF is just one different level of politics of what occurs in the broader scheme of things. Um, it's just because of the policy, how the system sets, where nobody from outside can't be elected because that's how it is. You have the affiliates and they vote for somebody who's, you have to be a part
Parts.
of the whole dynamic.
Yes.
So as a result of that, it's an ongoing thing where each one and the incumbent or the challenger are going to say the incumbent is whether it is so or not. It's just a reflection. It's a reflection of what happens others in a broader scheme of things in Jamaican politics. So as I say, you can't swap back the monkey, but that's what happens every year, in every jurisdiction. That's what happens. Yes, that's what happens. And they're going to have if Raymond Anderson is elected and somebody come in who is going to be in the scheme of things, somebody who come up in the ranks. Nobody from outside. I think they were about to change it, or they are suggesting some change in the how it was done, where people from outside, although they're not involved in the JFF, but they have knowledge about administration and football in particular, that they could be elected. But I think that was shut down. These are things that hampers growth, development, and changes.
All right.
Antiquated things that they have there. Because I know there are people should be, I know, but I think that there are people in Jamaica there who are administrators who has knowledge, fair knowledge, or good knowledge about how to run something who would probably run it better, if you ask me.
One other thing, Sir Stewart and my fellow panelists, this aspect of how the administration is run, we will have to live with it for a long time. And I said for a long time because what is in it? What is there for me or for Mr. Lee, Mr. Tam, Mr. Errol said? What is there for us to be going after? These are some questions I'd love to know. Are we fair enough to say that this is the major problem that we are in, what we have encountered with as JFF hierarchy? These are some questions that they are to answer. But put this aside, and I want to step it up a little more. Mr. Lee, you said fresh face. I've seen where Mr. Anderson have drafting a very sports dynamic person, somebody who has the idea, has the know of running well organized competition. This person is Mr. Keith Wellington, the president of ISA. Do you think, just off the face of it, we're not going too deep, ISA would play a very good role in the JFF? Tom.
So if you tell you the truth, the other day me I watch the final of the Dakar Cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I see Keith Wellington face in the background, right? And his face don't look pleasant. His face just look mad. You see me? And me know why I'm mad, because he mad say the Dakar Cup I go back at Clarendon and Clarendon College, although he could have stopped it because I 1 way ago. You see me? But and he know say it parry. It's like a big corruption and everything in a whole thing in a Saudi. The whole thing of politics and corruption and everything there in one another.
Boy,
Hold on,
Tom.
hold
You
on,
have to
hold on,
watch
hold on.
some
Yo,
things.
Hold on,
Tom.
Tom, Tom,
Things
Tom.
more
Hold on, hold on. I have to
than
stop you
joke,
there.
you know.
Tom, I have to stop you there. I have to stop you there.
Yo, you tell us
People, I
corruption
have
big
to
man.
stop you there. I am not sure that I can understand or see the type of
Tom.
views coming, but let me just show you.
Tom.
The views that Tom is expressing is not necessary at the Saudichress show. And I will say to you, Tom, because you're a
Yo,
panelist,
Tom.
because you're a panelist on this show, I'm gonna ask you to refrain from using certain things. If you use the term allege, that is different.
Alleged. It was just
But
alleged.
you
Alleged.
can't come
Alleged.
out and make those
Alleged.
broad
Alleged.
statements
Alleged.
without any
Alleged.
form of.
Alleged. And whatever I say is nothing that is promoted by the Saudichress show. This is straight from Tom, and it was alleged. You know?
Disclaimer.
Yeah.
You have a
Yeah.
disclaimer there. You have a disclaimer there.
Yeah, man,
Sadiq.
you have to put it in. Of course,
Make sure you have a disclaimer clause in your thing there. Make sure.
yeah, man, it is always there.
Stranger.
Only,
Watch out.
hey, only on the Saudichress show, man. Only on the Saudichress show.
But Tom, we don't want to go down that road. We want to look at the fact.
All right, son. Yeah,
Because
all right.
let me tell you something.
Why?
Let me
Why?
say this to you. All of these
Why?
matters that we
Yo,
look
Why?
at,
Stranger come out swinging, you know. Stranger come out swinging, you know, man. Come out swinging.
Yo, stranger determined that by looking at the
Come
man
out
face.
swinging, brother.
this man seems like he's a mind reader.
Wow. Take no prisoners. Check that. Nah, take no prisoners, man.
Stranger.
But
Why you not easy, man?
anyway, all of what we are discussing here, people, and in the very near future, I hope that I'll have Mr. Raymond Anderson and also Mr. Ricketts on this show. Not at the same time. Not at the same time. But we'll have them individually, people. We'll also have Mr. Keith Wellington. But my interest of having Mr. Keith Wellington has nothing to do with the JFF or his prospect, but just as the president of ISA and speak overall of the schoolboy competition. Nothing has to do with JFF.
May I
know the
say
president
something
will
here?
come, but in the future, that's where we are looking at. Okay, Sir Stewart, go ahead.
Who Raymond Allison, because you say he has Keith Wellington. You know who else he has on his slate?
Yeah,
Because
man.
Keith Wellington, that's a worthy, that's a good inclusion. Very, very powerful.
You have another one as Dave Cameron, former West Indies.
Dave, yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. West Indies. Yes, good.
Good knowledge, business, and expertise.
Yes, he has. Dave has good
connections and all
administration.
of that. Yes.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
You said Issa. You mentioned Issa, but Keith Wellington, although he is, I don't know if there will be a conflict, but his role would not be Issa. He wears a different cap if he's going to be a part of the JFF.
So, in my view, I think Issa would be a part of a group that has a vote.
Oh,
Yes. So remember now, the sporting bodies have their
oh.
vote.
So
You
it
get
would
what
be
I'm
an
saying?
affiliate. Issa would be an affiliate.
Exactly. Are a part of an
Oh,
affiliate.
have a voting, have a vote. Oh, voting rights.
So what I'm saying now, people, don't quote me fully on that. That is my understanding. But I'll definitely get the persons involved to clear all these misconceptions or
Oh.
belief.
May I say something more? The overarching responsibility of the football in Jamaica come on the JFF. So the ISA is a part, not is a part. The JFF, even the schoolboy football just concluded here. The JFF have the overarching responsibility.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it makes sense then.
Every football that is played in the
Played in
country
Jamaica.
has to be some
Um,
manager or supervisor on
I
JFF.
think ultimate head of every football.
Even corner league now.
Oh,
So
Because as a corner league, you have to register with the parish association if you
yes.
want to use things like the referees and
Mhm.
all of that. You can have your own little corner league for your own self, but if you're gonna put out a corner league that you expect people of different stature to be a part of and different players, yes, you have to register with the parish association.
Makes sense.
Yes, sir, Lee.
yeah, so sorry if Keith Wellington happened to become the vice president of the JFF, would he have who have to give up his post as ISA president, or he could keep both?
I can't speak to that. I'm not sure. I can't speak to
But
that right.
it can't, and that's why I come back to what I said. If ISA is now drafted in as an affiliate, is a registered affiliate of the JFF. Oh, these are some of the things that comes, when voting time and election time come around, man. These are things where people just do these things and find their strategy, their way of getting, Yes, I'm telling you, man. And it happens, as I said, not at this level alone, but it's a reflection of what happened in other.
It is. It
Yes,
is.
yeah.
So, people, this is just this aspect of the show is just a little more watering for us to look forward to some interesting people, some persons who will have to come here not just to give us information as what we used to, but to defend themselves in the direction to which they are going. So, I must say, and I think I'm confident that we'll have Mr. Raymond on this very soon, and as well we'll have Sir Keith and other members of ISA gracing the show. We just concluded the Acosta Cup and the Man Income, so we must get some feedback from the great ISA representatives. What say you? So just bear in mind, this is where you're going. So this is the Saudichress show, people. And if you have not, please ensure that you hit the like button. Please subscribe and ensure that you share the Saudichress channel. So we'll have a few minutes, and I will give every single one of you your minute for your closing statement for this show tonight. And of course, let's start with Tom Stranger. Your 1 minute, Tom.
Yeah, it was a great show tonight. First JPL show for the year was great. Looking forward to more show like this
Every week,
for the rest of
yes.
the year.
All right. And I promise you, people, I'll be start visiting the games to get my interviews and so on. Right. So, Sir Errol, your
Yes.
final.
I like the show as I do in your shows, and as I said, your the knowledge, the caliber of your panel, at times augurs well for the development, for the growth of your content and so on. The it was lots of it, lots of thoughts here. Uh, I wanted to say something about
Is it,
the
is it JFF?
JFF. It was the Oh no, now that the schoolboy football is over and so on. Now you have the JPL and the Premier League and so on. But you will put in worthy placement, content each time,
Yes, man. Yes, man. Most
and to
definitely.
ensure that it maintains the standard.
Most
It's not the mouth-watering schoolboy football that just concluded. It was, in fact, in mouth-watering. But we want to know that it's a worthy replacement in terms of content replacement. Each time you have it, we have something that we can look forward to until that returns. All
most
right.
definitely.
So
Is a
I wish
hero.
you all the best in your endeavor in
Thank
ensuring
you
that that
very
is
much.
achieved.
Okay. Sir Lee.
Yes, man. Yes, another hand of another fun and laughter Saudichress show, good show tonight, Saudi.
Yeah, man.
Good,
Blessings.
good content. It wouldn't be the Saudichress show if we have a good laugh at the end of it. Yeah, man. I want to thank Mr. Stewart for coming on. Tom, as usual, and you, Saudi, for make this happen all the time. All the people in the chat, thanks for coming through on the Saudichress show. Remember to hit up the like button and subscribe. And if you are just watching it the replay for the first time, remember to hit the like button and subscribe. Until we see you again. Wednesday?
Yeah, tonight is what? Monday?
Mm.
Yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday. Tomorrow, I think I'll be so much out of it tomorrow night. So Wednesday night, people, we be back and looking forward for other shows. As I promise you, we'll have some great persons coming on to bless the show. And of
Him have
course,
a
we come to
Champions League group in round of 16 jar to Saudi we can talk about probably to him one of them
when
thing.
is when is the
I,
draw?
I think today, or
Or
tomorrow,
Thursday?
one of the or Thursday, one of them days I think. We can make
All
a
right.
show for that too.
Don't worry yourself, and I don't want you to leave. We'll be right back after we end the show, right here to discuss that part of it. So, people, thank you very much for staying the course with us. It was been a wonderful night, a wonderful show, and as we continue to try our best to put across the content that will educate and inform you, as well as entertain. The banter star is here who always try to do that. But big up yourself, Mr. Lee, my co-host, Tom Stranger, ever present, ever early panelist, and Mr. Stewart will join us tonight.
Yeah,
Of
man.
course,
Big up
tonight
Mr.
is a
Stewart.
very good night. Big
Mr.
up
Stewart,
yourself.
you come on more regular, yeah?
Yes,
No,
Yeah
most
man, yeah
definitely.
it's
man.
just that I would love to, but at times, man, I'm going through some challenges, and
All
as I
right.
said, and that's the only reason why
Cool
I
if
Okay,
can't be
okay.
there. Yes, I have some challenges going through,
cool
but
Mr. Stewart. We're getting right back to you on that. So, people, this is where we end our live show. And of course, we'll continue our discussion off stage or backstage. All right. Thank you very much for joining this Saudichress show.